I made my way to the remnants, and all of the shelves were just stuffed full of yarn, and then the cart that was sitting in front of it was full of yarn too, and so that was good enough. And then I turned around, and there were 2 more carts behind me full of yarn. I mean, this is like the holy grail of yarn deals. Let me just get myself together. Hello, I'm EG, and this is Crocheting with EG, and in this video I have the biggest yarn haul I've ever gotten from Hobby Lobby or anywhere. It's all the clearance yarn, and this isn't even the big markdown. This is just like some random thing. I don't know why they had all this yarn or whatever, and as many skeins as I've got, this isn't even all of it. Like there's still a whole bunch over there, and watch, I was nice and left some of it for other people, but then it'll probably get bought up by some prick, and he'll put it on eBay or whatever. Or I shouldn't. I'm not crapping on our resellers and stuff. They're just trying to make a living, but you know what I'm saying. It's insane how many skeins. This is like the holy grail of like yarn deals for a deal magnet like me. You know, deal magnet. I know this is ridiculous. What's weird is I came across all of this the day that I made this, and so and there's this like story that, or like a literal story that I came up with. It's, you know, because I'm a writer too, and I'll talk about it in the future, but like it almost feels like I made this and it sort of, you know, came to life and magically turned into an actual deal magnet, because, you know, I made this, you know, like, oh, this funny thing because I'm a deal magnet, and then I go to Hobby Lobby, and then I come across this, and it was just, you know, crazy. And so the haul is basically, I got 209 skeins of yarn, and but the price was $292.70. So yeah, that's a lot of money, and there's a lot of skeins of yarn. But like I said, I don't just buy yarn for myself, and like, I know I have a lot of yarn, but like I feel like I just set myself up for life, not just, you know, for my enjoyment, my personal enjoyment, you know, crocheting for myself, but like, you know, I am going to be starting a crochet business. I have the intention to do that. And so I feel like I set myself up for that. And then also, like, my mom crochets, and then my niece crochets. Yes, she has a whole tower full, but I just feel like we have enough yarn between the 3 of us to probably last us for all of our lives. It's just, it's crazy. And to think that there's still some over there, I'm not going to get any more. I'm just saying that it's baffling to me, like, where all this came from or whatever. And it's crazy, because like they already had the big markdown, and I actually showed restraint and only took half of the big markdown, and so, like, you know, at least I only took half of that. There was some yarn that I did take all of it. I mean, I was kind of like scattered and frazzled and stuff, and I did sort of think, just kind of take random skeins or whatever, but like there wasn't, I did intentionally take all of the variegated acrylics, like the medium 4s, and like the solids, and some of the more unique yarns where they only had like 2 or 3 of them or whatever. So I'm usually not a shelf clearer, except if I come across like a dozen or so, like the dialect clearance or whatever this clearance is. Yeah, if I find some in the remnants, I usually take all of it or whatever. But like, you know, if there's like a whole big bunch like this, I don't usually take all of it, but I did take more than, I didn't take all of it, but I did take like probably more than I usually do. But it was just like, I'm such a deal magnet or whatever, and I just sort of like stumbled upon like the holy grail of yarn deals, and I would be like an idiot not to take advantage of this, especially because I'm not just buying yarn for myself, I'm buying it for my mom and niece or whatever, and also I have the intention to sell a lot of crochet, or I guess I'm a reseller too, damn it. But like, I'm not reselling yarn. I'm reselling the stuff I make from the yarn, but whatever. But technically, I guess I'm a reseller too. But anyway, but a lot of this is going to be for our own personal enjoyment or whatever. But it's just, you would be crazy not to. I mean, the way that I go in there and like every single day and look in the remnants or whatever and look for all these clearance skeins, and so it sort of felt like, you know, there was more the next day, and then a couple of days later there was more, and I buy it or whatever, and then, you know, it's like It's like they intentionally put this out so that, because they knew that my gluttonous ass was going to go in there, and like I do every single day except for Sunday, because they're not open on Sunday. I go in there every single day, and or like if you saw my last video, remember there was that woman that I just saw her in my peripheral vision, but I said that she just sort of like stopped and was like, for a split second, and saw me, like, you know, getting the yarn from the remnants or whatever, and was probably thinking, what is he doing? He's like taking all the yarn. Like when I found all this yarn, I thought like maybe that was her. I'm making this up again. Like even the time that she saw me, she might not have even was looking in my direction. It was just like all made up in my head. But I thought like maybe that was her epiphany. Maybe she saw me like taking all the yarn, and she thought, maybe instead of like putting these out like a handful at a time, we'll just like put them all out around this same time, because he's in here every single day at that same time. I'll get with the manager and we'll put all the skeins out, and maybe he'll just take them all just to get them out of our way. I don't know. Again, I just made that up in my head. It's crazy. So I did get a lot of yarn, and more than I usually do, but like I just felt like I was, you know, setting myself up for life. But also it's just like, and it's sort of like after I got it, I just felt like I've been waiting for my Michaels to get in anything new, and I've been looking for the big twist, and like I just feel like at this point I got so much yarn, like I'm not even looking forward to that, even though it would have been nice to go in there and find some big twist, even though I don't think they're going to get it in. Like I just feel like this sort of relief and like content. I just feel like, do I really need to? So this might actually be my last big yarn haul. Although I do have 2 skeins from Michaels. That's going to go in another video. But like, and I'll come across like random skeins. But I just feel like this is going to be the biggest haul, and like the last really big yarn haul. Like I don't know. So I'm going to try to go through all this yarn or whatever. And it's crazy. So let me just try to go through that, and then I'll do a final recap. And I could show like every single bag or whatever, but I'd just be like transferring bags from one side of the room to the other. And plus, these aren't the bags they came, or I mean, not all of them. They came in. It was 9 bags. It was just utterly ridiculous. But then when I got home, I had some extra bags, and so I just like laid them all out, and I tried to sort it so that it would be easy to do on camera or whatever. But it's just crazy. And at the end, I'll talk about. I might as well. If you're, this is going to be a long video anyway, so just settle in. And again, you can skip ahead if you just want to look at the yarn. You probably already skipped ahead, so it doesn't really matter that I'm saying this. But so I walked in there, and like I do every single day, and I'm just looking for skeins of yarn, and it was like one of the, or it wasn't even one of the days. Usually, when they've been getting all this in, and I feel like this might be like that warehouse push or whatever that one of my subscribers said. Because where else would this yarn come from? It doesn't feel like it came from my store. And there's even a skein where the label was gone, and the way they relabeled it, it's not like they relabel it at my store. So it just sort of feels like it came from somewhere else. But so I went in there like I do every day, and like I just gotten a couple skeins, or not even a couple skeins. It's like a bag sitting over there. I still haven't put away. This whole thing has made me reassess my whole room and my whole house practically. I need to like find room for this and stuff for you know. I might need to like expand my niece's wall and like start one from my mom too. So like, you know, this would be my wall and my niece's wall and my mom's wall. No, because you know, whatever. But I went in there like I do every single day, and it was like, usually like these past few times that I've gotten yarn, it's like there's like a handful of them in the remnants or whatever, and then there's like 2 or 3 days, and then by that time I think, well, I'll go in here one more time and they probably won't have any more, and then the next day they have a whole bunch. But I came across that. It was on a Thursday, and then I thought, well, I'll go in Friday and just see if there's any yarn, and then I come across this. So there wasn't even like a gap in between it, and so I walked to my store, and I actually didn't. Or no, I did get a cart this time. I was thinking about the other time. I go in there so many times. I actually did get a cart. But what I did was I got a cart, and like when that aisle that I was in one of my videos when I had my Pride glasses on, I was like in there. I was like, you know, peeking around that that aisle to you know, because there was like a woman at the remnants or whatever looking at all the stuff, and I knew that there was yarn and like, you know, that whole video. That aisle that so I was like walking towards that way, and then like the carts were here, you know, among the flowers, and then I was looking at the fabric section, and there were all kinds of people there, like, you know, 5 or 6 people. And so instead of like, you know, turning the corner and like going through the fabric, I just decided to go this way. And so like you know, right here is like the wall, like all the way to practically the wall of the store. And like that wall is like on this side near the fabric is like all the notions and needles and like all that kind of stuff. I think notions is the right word. And then on the other side is like more, it's kind of seasonal. It's like flowers and vines and like all that kind of stuff. So I was like walking that way because I thought if I, you know, walk that way and, you know, hit that wall and like, you know, turn, then I can see the remnant section and just see if there's any yarn. And so I turned that corner. And like what you see when you turn that corner is like the remnants are against the wall, and then like on this side there's a big cabinet with all the simplicity patterns in it. It looks like a big filing cabinet, like a really big one, like this big metal cabinet. And so like I was looking that way, and then I could see that the remnants from there, and then in front of the remnants there was a cart. And so I made my way to the remnants, and like they just filled up the remnants like the day before, because I noticed that there was a whole bunch of new fabric remnants in there. But all those were gone. That they'd taken the fabric remnants out of the remnant section, and all of the shelves were just stuffed full of yarn. And in the remnant section, it's like maybe, it's stupid to even act like, oh, it's this big, like as if you know what that means. It's probably like this big, and there's like these 3 shelves, and they're even like slanted, because like when I started to pull the yarn out, it's like I pulled the yarn out, and then all of a sudden it's like they slid, and then there was like more, and then I grabbed them, and there was like more. And it was like the scene in the 10th Kingdom, where of course I have a TV movie reference. The scene in the 10th Kingdom when like he takes beer out of the refrigerator, because it's like he made the refrigerator magic, and he took the beer out, and then when he closes the door, it like multiplies, and then he closes the door and multiplies. It sort of felt like that, like there was a conveyor belt of just like all this yarn that kept coming out. So like they had taken all the fabric out and just stuffed those shelves full of yarn, and then the cart that was sitting in front of it was full of yarn too. Like, imagine you're a deal finder like me, and feel like a deal magnet, and love and have this like obsession with crochet and yarn or whatever, and then you come across this. It was just, it's too good of a deal to pass up without buying, you know, a whole lot of it, most of it. I didn't buy all of it, but it was very tempting to, but whatever. And so and so that was good enough, but and it like freaked me out, because like I didn't really know what to do. I was like, I had my cart, and then I was taking them, and because it was so much all at once, I didn't really know what to do. I must have looked like some kind of frazzled idiot on the camera, because I was just like, I didn't really know what to do with myself, and I was like, you know, grabbing them and like putting them in my cart, and then I turned around. And there was that, because like from my angle when I was going down there, all I saw was that, you know, big simplicity pattern cabinet, and then the remnants with the cart. I turned around, and there were 2 more carts behind me full of yarn. So you can imagine like what went through my head. I mean, this is like the holy grail of yarn deals, and for somebody like me, I mean, it really felt like this magnet is a real magnet. I mean. It was insane. So I took a whole bunch of it, and so because there was like so much yarn there, I felt like, oh, I have to call for backup. Like the employees had to, when I got the big markdown, and they had to actually call somebody over to help. Luckily, my mom was with me, so I went out. I actually left my cart there. And I went out to the front of the store, and luckily I parked like right, like the very first a parking spot. But I waited for her to, like, you know, look in my direction, and then I was like come here, and so I went back into the remnants, and then I was like, you know, putting the yarn in the cart, and then I just heard her bust out laughing, because she made her way into the store, and she just saw that yarn and just busted out laughing. And so we just had a fun time, just like going through the yarn and picking out which ones I wanted, and I actually took the time to sort it into because I knew that this was going to hold up the line at the front of the store. I tried to like sort it so that like all the $1.24s were together, and all the $1.37s and whatever. None of these were more than like, you know, $2 or $3 at the most. And so I reorganized them and stuff, and then we took like the 3 carts up to the register, and it was so hard, like looking back and thinking there's more there, and it's just like, but I got enough. I got enough for like all 3 of us to last us for the rest of our lives. So anyway, and then I actually went back into Hobby Lobby yesterday to get some markers for something else, and they still had like a whole bunch of yarn left, and I actually felt really proud of myself, like looking at the remnants that was full of yarn and stuff, and thinking, I'm not going to get it because I don't need it. Like that's a huge deal for me to feel like, because how many times have I gone through there and just grabbed it all? But I just feel like I feel content that I have enough yarn now. Like, but I probably had enough anyway. But like I have enough for my mom to have enough to crochet with, and my niece, she already has enough. But like if she's getting into crochet like I am, then she's gonna be using a lot of this yarn too. But I just feel like there are a couple random skeins of yarn from other companies that I sort of think of in my head that I might want to try one day, but like otherwise I don't have this urge to like buy big lots of yarn. Like I'll probably pass by yarn in Goodwill. It's gonna be expensive anyway, but I'm probably gonna pass by unless it's like a big deal like that mohair or something. But like I don't even have the urge to like buy that anymore. I just feel like I don't know. I understand how lucky and fortunate I am that I came across this, and believe me, I'm gonna take advantage of this and do some good with it, and make all kinds of wonderful things, not just for to sell, but like for people, and like when I went to the front of the store, I mean I felt like such a prick buying all this yarn anyway, just because I looked like some greedy glutton or whatever. Even though I didn't take it all, I still felt like some prick with like 3 carts full of yarn or whatever. One of them was like full of that big thick yarn, the like this, and so that it wasn't very hard to like fill up a 3rd cart with all that, or it was already filled up with that. There's some of that left, and I did get more of that than I thought I would, because I want to make my niece a rug. Like she loves that Uber Luxe rug that is in this room, and I thought I could use that to make a rug for my niece, but I felt like a prick anyway, like dragging all those carts up there or whatever. But like the people at the register were so nice, and I mean like everybody in craft stores, they're all so nice, and I was like so apologetic, and I was thinking I really appreciate you doing this and having your patience doing all this and stuff, and like when I was going through the line, there were a couple people ahead of me, and there was this woman that came over, and she was like the backup that they must have seen us on the camera or whatever, going over there and like getting all the yarn or whatever, and going to the front of the store, and so like the woman was like already there when we were walking up to the to get in line. It's like they called her over or something, and she was sort of like in this sort of like giggly mood. She was like looking at the woman that was running the register, and she was like saying stuff like, I'm ready, like she's like getting prepared or whatever, for like all this ridiculous haul to go through there, and so and then like one by one, like the people, I was still like sort of like I didn't know what to do with myself. I was kind of frazzled and like sort of freaking out and sweaty as hell, and I was just like, it was just weird. I sweating like a pig, like fittingly, because I felt like some gluttonous pig just like taking all this yarn, but whatever. And so I was like going through the line. And then I sort of like glanced to the right, and they had like this line, the main line open, and then they had another one open, and I glanced over to the right, and that line was so long, like out into the frames practically. I mean, or like the framed pictures. It was just like, it was long, so I didn't see the people, but they must have like walked up behind me and thought, I'm not going through that line, and like they were all like going over there into that line, and so like it was like me. There was this woman behind me. She was like so distracted on her phone, she didn't realize what the mess that was in front of her, but she was like still on her phone, and or like while the woman was running all this yarn through the register, but she didn't go over there. But like most of the other people were like in there in that big line, but I went through the line and everything, and I tried to make it easy on like even on the receipt it says like 127 at $1.24, like what I'm saying. So I made it easier. So I was like putting them up on there, and then she was going like 37, 38, 39. And so like she was counting however many were $1.24, and then at the end she put like and like the put. hang on. And she put that amount in there and, you know, multiplied it by the price. But it was such a good deal, like, you know, $292. To think, I know this is a lot of yarn, and I look like some, you know, I look like, you know, Dudley Dursley on his birthday or whatever in Harry Potter, with all this yarn, like some, you know, greedy, gluttonous prick. But like, think about it, $292. That's a lot of money, but like, it's a lot of money to me. I know it's a lot of money to a lot of people, and I know that there are people out there that are probably thinking, I wish I could have gotten some of that. But there might have been, you know, some people in my town that would have come across this and would have loved to have gotten some. I mean, there's still some over there, but like, would have loved to have gotten like some of the more the variegated acrylics and all that kind of stuff. But like, at the same time, I can't like feel guilty for like taking away an opportunity for somebody to get yarn, like some theoretical person that might not even exist. I could have, like, there could have been somebody like waiting for me to move so that they can get the rest and like so they can sell it on eBay. You know what I'm saying? So I can't like you know, worry about like the potential of like some theoretical person out there that you know, I took an opportunity away from to get some of this yarn. So anyway, but $292. Like, I bet if I don't even know if I'm going to do what I did with the big markdown and figure out like what all this is worth, because it would take me too long. But like all of it was 75% off. So if I spent $292, this is basically over $1,000 worth of yarn, if not like, you know, $1,200 worth of yarn for $300. And so it's an insane deal. So it was just too big of a deal to pass up or whatever, because it's just going to set us all up for life. And I'm never going to have to worry about, you know, buying yarn again, I don't think. I mean, I really don't. Like, if my Michaels just, you know, continues to suck and doesn't have, like, that never gets in the big twist, it's like, well, you know, I don't care. I have all this. You know what I'm saying? So, anyway, let me just finally get to the yarn. After, like, 30 minutes. God, sorry. But, anyway. And it's just all kind of random. And I'm just going to, you know, start from, you know, bags and just keep going. So, sorry. My sinuses are all messed up because I cut the grass the other day. Sorry. I may have to, like, you know, stop the camera when I like cough or sneeze or whatever. I cut the grass the other day, and my sinuses are all messed up, and it's all kind of drainage and all that kind of stuff. You know, it's all the cinnamon smell from all these skeins of yarn, you know, affecting my sinus. No, it's actually, I mean, there's a little bit of a cinnamon smell, but like for the most part, it's not as cinnamony as some of the other yarn that I've come across in there. So they must have had it in the back, and they just like put all this out like right before I came. I mean, again, I feel like they don't really know who I am, but like, how could they not? Or I mean, I'm not talking about YouTube, but I'm saying like, how could they not know that I'm like that fat ass that goes in there all the time and buys all the yarn in the remnant section? They had to, like, you know, see me walking in there. Oh, there he is again. And like, oh, he's going through the line again. Look at all that yarn he bought. So it's weird that it was like out there the same time that I go in there, but whatever. So it must have been in the back, but it doesn't have as much of a cinnamon smell. Not enough to, you know, choke me and if screw up my sinuses. God, I'm really off today if I almost said that. But whatever. And then, so anyway, this bag has all the pearl spun, and there was like 4 skeins. And I did clear that. Like, there are some like this that I did clear the shelf of, and I feel like a prick doing that. But like the ones where they had, you know, a ton of it, except for like the variegated acrylics and all that kind of stuff. I tried not to take all of it, but some of it was just too tempting not to. And whether it makes me look like a gluttonous prick or not, but I don't know. So anyway, there's 4 skeins of this pearl spun, and it's weird, like all 4 of them kind of like, just opening this bag, they look like they match, like it would be the perfect yarn for something like all these, like why do I keep forgetting that earth tones? I keep forgetting that. Of all the things that I could forget, there's all kinds of, you know, mess in here, and TV and movie references and quotes and stuff, and all the crap. And but I can't keep in my head earth tones. But it's sort of like that, like these pretty earth tone, kind of like neutral colors. So the pearl, it's all the yarn bee pearl spun low pill fiber. Can you imagine if I'm the kind of person on YouTube that does the specs? This video would be like 8 hours long. But anyway, so it's the pearl spun. This is called Matcha Mondays. It's like a light sage. I don't know what matcha means. M-A-T-C-H-A. I have no idea what that means. It's sort of like a light sage color. So there's that one. And then this one's called Moss. It's like a deep green, kind of like an olive, like a deep olive green. And then this one's called Pearl. It's like an ivory color, and real like a creamy kind of ivory. And then this one's called Pale Taupe, sort of like a light tan, like a taupe color. So these are really gorgeous. These are the only pearl spun, but I have gotten some pearl spun in the dialogue clearance or whatever. Like when all this started in my store, it sort of felt like all of that was like leading to this. This is like the the culmination of like all the. That's a weird one. Where'd that come from? I've never even went to college and took the SATs. It feels like an SAT word, college word. That's one of them college words. Culmination. It felt like it felt like all of this was leading to this big moment or whatever, and so it was just like too hard to resist. But in some of the other clearances, whether I don't know if there were dialogue clearances or just like the start of all this, I have found some other pearl spun, so they'll all match. It's just like gorgeous. I love how the yarn is twisted or whatever, and how it gives such great stitch definition. But so those are the pearl spun. And again, I'm sorry if like this video is just going to be nothing but like staticky bag noise or whatever. It's going to be a bit. I mean, it's going to be a nightmare for me to edit because of like how that sound hits my ear so wrong. But anyway, so sorry about all the bags, but I can't like just have them sitting all here on my table or whatever. I don't even know what the thumbnail is going to look like for this video, or if I'm even going to have to like split this video into multiple parts or what. I have no idea. And like thinking of like where to put the yarn, that's going to be a whole other video, and like I may have to actually split this into two, like the actual haul, because it's going to be so big, and then the organizing it, and this is going to be like a whole big series, like a series of videos. I don't have no idea. These are the chunky yarns. They're not all the same brand, but like Baby Bee Sweet Delight Chunky, the blue, Bare Blue Marled, and so this is like a really light white, and then it has like light blue in it, like very very light blue, and it's sort of like a variegated kind of thing. It must be what that word marled means. I messed that up a couple of videos ago. I thought it said marbled, but it's marled, whatever that means. And so it's sort of like kind of streaky in there, like this really light blue mixed in with that white, so it's really pretty. A chunky yarn. And this is I love this chunky, and then the color is called Sunset. It really gorgeous variegated colors, like purple and some green and some blue and some orange, and just like just really pretty mix of colors in this chunky yarn. Oh, that's what it looks like, crocheted up. I don't know what stitch that is. Oh no, that's knitting. I can tell. I've never knit before, but I can tell what it is. And then this one's Baby Bee Sweet Delight Chunky, called Plum. I was resisting, because I saw the word pudding, and I thought, like, with my southern accent, I very well could have said, plum pudding. So I don't say it that way, but you know what I'm saying. Sweet Delight Chunky, and the color is called Plum Pudding, or Plum Pudding if you're from the South like me. And so it's like a sort of a dullish purple color. It's not like a really vibrant purple, but it's like a kind of a plum purple, from Plum Pudding. And so, and I didn't even do the prices. The pearl spun was all 99 cents for this. So what I'm saying, like this was like insane. Like probably the biggest yarn deal I'm ever going to come across. So I just had to take advantage of it. And so I love this chunky was $1.24. And this was $1.37. This is $1.37, and this is $1.37. So the plum pudding, and then plum pudding, and then another Baby Bee Sweet Delight Chunky. This is called Baby Sage. Like a sage green color, and $1.37 for that. So those are the four chunky that they had. And I'll probably, like, when I get to the bigger bags, these are like small bags compared to some of these other ones. I'll like do some jump cuts or whatever, and cut out like where I'm just like throwing the yarn back into the bags, just to make this video as short as possible. But it's still going to probably be over 2 hours, if not 3. So sorry about that. Let me just do these. They had these cakes of yarn. There were 6 and I got 3, and so they're really nice. Very easily could have gotten all 6 of these because it's so nice. Yarn B Sugar Wheel, and it's not the Sugar Wheel cotton. These are 100% acrylic, I think. Yeah. This is called Gelato's My Motto. It's like these shades of like a earth. Shades of like an earth tone green and like some a little bit of a like a bluish, like a tealish green there, and then like some sort of a taupe color and like a sort of a sage green in the middle. Really pretty sugar wheel skein, or I mean cake. And then these two are the same. This was a little messed up. They had more of this than I think the other ones were these. So I got like 2 of these. Yarn B Sugar Wheel. This is called Minted Macaroon. And so this skein's a little bit messed up. And there's a, you can actually see this blue in the center better in this one. But it looks like this. And on the outside of the skein, it's like this really pretty teal color. And then there's like these shades, like it's sort of a mint green there. And that's kind of like a blue jean, almost like a purpley blue jean color, like a denim color. And then in the center, there's like this really pretty light blue. You can't really see it that much. The center pole here is that color, but it must be like a really small amount of that blue in the center. But it's like a really pretty blue in the middle of that. Really gorgeous colors. But I only got 3 of those, and because I got enough. And then this bag. Again, I should just like cut around all this noise. Of course, I'll cut out just, you know, straight noise, and it would affect, you know, my speaking too, because like there's nothing but noise coming out of my mouth. And then this is sort of like a bag of like really unique yarns. They only had like 1 or 2 of each one of these, so I went ahead and got these. Yarn B Yarntopia, another one of those Yarntopias. This is like some of the softest yarn I've ever felt. It's like a really light yarn. I think it's a fine 2, and it's really gorgeous. This is the color Ocean. It's kind of like a bluish, like grayish, like a deep blue, but like some gray in it. It's coming off a little bit green. There's maybe like a hint of it's sort of like if gray and blue and green, just like a hint of green was like a color. Like it's kind of like that. Really gorgeous and really soft. This is only 99 cents. And then one of these skeins, I feel like I got this in a dial-out clearance before. I mean this kind of yarn. Yarn B Bambootiful, because I remember that word. Oh, what is this? This is 100% acrylic. And this is the color Sage. It's a lighter sage than some of the other sage green. I'm gonna take a drink of something. It's kind of like a light sage. I have some sage colors that are a little darker than this, but it's a really pretty color. This bamboo yarn, during the pandemic, my mom and I used to watch those pandas or whatever in the zoo, and it's weird to me that like they can make yarn out of bamboo, because like I just remember watching those pandas and like the crunching, you know, eating the bamboo and stuff. It's weird that like that you can make yarn out of bamboo, but it's 50% cotton and 50% viscous from bamboo. Maybe it's not like the actual bamboo. Maybe it's like the soft part of it. I have no idea. I don't know how bamboo is made up. Let me take a drink of something. And then there's 3 of these, and this is another reason why I feel like this might have come from like a warehouse push or another store or something, because this is it's from Lion brand. You know, most of the yarn in Hobby Lobby is their own brands, but they do carry like a very limited amount of like other brands. This is Lion brand, the mandala I always say that wrong. Mandala string, and so because it's from another brand, usually when they clearance it out, at least in my store, the other brands, when they get clearanced out, they don't get the 75% off clearance price. They get like a 50% off. Like the Premier, I think it's the Premier anti-pilling bamboo chunky or whatever that's up there. I think those were only half off in the big markdown, because it's their own. It's not their own brand. It's somebody else's. And so, but these are like discounted 75% off, even though these are from Lion brand. So that's just what makes me feel like these came from somewhere else. It had to have come from some kind of like warehouse or something. I have no idea, because like the regular price of this was $6.49, and it was reduced to $1.62. So and that's 75% off. So that's just, it's weird. It's like string yarn. I got it because I actually got this because I don't see myself crocheting with this, but there's sort of there's something that like something creative that I'm gonna be making like a movie or a series of movies. And involving, you know, some real characters, if you know what I'm saying. Now, not the one little ugly, I mean adorable, the ugly dolls that are in my kitchen. Those ones that I made the scarves for. I'm not going to be using those, but there are some characters that are even more, you know, fleshed out and are like bigger characters in my life that that are going to get, you know, a couple movies, and that's another project that I'm going to be working on. I feel like it might be used for like sort of wasted on something, you know, really ridiculous and creative, instead of like taking the time to, you know, actually crochet with this when this is probably like a fine one or a super fine one, where this is probably like some luxury yarn, and then I'm going to be using as like, you know, hair for things, or like, you know what I'm saying. I'm going to be like sort of wasting the luxurious yarn or whatever on something like ridiculously creative. But anyway, there's only 3 skeins of this, so and it's not like I spent like the luxury price. It's not like I spent $6.50 on this, and I'm gonna, you know, be doing something ridiculous like that. But you know what I'm saying. So there's 2 of these. This one's a little bit messed up, but and I really need to take care of this one, because it's hard enough to like unravel like knotted up acrylic yarn, but like I can't imagine what a pain in the ass it's going to be if this gets all messed up or whatever, because this is like really thin, skinny yarn. So I really need to take care of this so it doesn't mess up any more than it already is. But anyway, so there's 2 of these, the color Ballad. It's weird, like all these I mean, it's not metallic, but it looks like the shades of the colors in this. These it almost looks like like metallic colors. It's a little bit shiny, but not like in a metallic way. But it reminds you of like the metallic kind of yarn, like you know, copper, gold, silver, like, you know, those kind of like metallic colors. But it's just called Ballad. I don't know why. And then there's one of these, and again, it's still a little bit messed up. So I really need to take care of these. This is gorgeous. I just can't see myself crocheting with like really thin like thread. And what kind of material is this? It's 100% acrylic, but it feels like thread or something. Like almost like cross stitch thread. But the color of this is Jingle, and it has like some oranges and like a pretty pink, like a sort of a fuchsia pink, and maybe like what color is that? Kind of like a coral pink, and some brown and a light orange, and like just like a really pretty mix of colors. I don't know what people would make with this. I know what I'm probably gonna make with this, something ridiculous. See, it's already like messing up. I need to like take care of it before I turn it into something ridiculous. But whatever. And so these are like the more, you know, luxurious, unique yarns. And then this other bag. Oh, these are all these. They actually had some of these little tiny mini makers. This is like. This is kind of crappy yarn. I've used it for, I mean, not crappy. It's okay. It's cheap yarn. So you can't expect this to be like like a significant acrylic or whatever. It feels like cheap yarn when you're using it. But I have bought some of that, and I've used it for a lot of things. This drawer right here has, or no, wait. Oh. Down here, this drawer down here, oh, you can't even see it. Why am I doing that? That drawer has a whole bunch of these. Cause like when I first started to crochet, I thought, oh, I'll get like all these little mini makers, and they don't have like options for like every single color, and I don't have to spend very much, because like the regular price for these were 99 cents, and like with the 30% off was they were 70 cents. These were 24 cents a piece. There's 4 colors. But so I have a whole bunch of these, and so I will use these. They're just like, don't expect to like get these and like make something like really significant that's gonna, you know, last a whole long time, because it feels like cheap yarn, because it is. It's fun to work with and stuff. And when my niece started to crochet, or no, when she started to make braided bracelets, that's what we bought her, like every single one of these colors and stuff, so she can, you know, have some yarn to play around with. It sort of feels like a little sort of cheap, but I mean, it's perfectly fine yarn. But you know what I'm saying? You sort of get what you pay for. But also it's a good option for people that, you know, want like a little bit of one color, but they don't want to have to buy a whole skein. But anyway, so this color is light blue, just like a light blue Yarn Bee mini maker. Light blue, like a light blue color, royal blue, and this is a gorgeous blue color. Look how, look how on the screen. Look how gorgeous that blue is. I mean, it looks even better on camera, but it's a gorgeous blue in person, like a royal blue. And then this is the color navy, and this isn't this is sort of like a grayish navy. It's not like I've seen some really pretty navy blue, but this isn't a very pretty navy blue, but it's just like a little tiny skein. And I got what I'm probably gonna do is put these on my niece's yarn wall, and just to give her like some extra little bits of color and some yarn to work with. And then mini maker, and this is yellow, like a golden yellow. It's really pretty yellow. And then they had 3 skeins of the sport weight, and these were 62 cents. And I mean, just a crazy deal. Can you believe it? I just can't believe it. So I love this yarn, sport weight. And this is the color, they're all 62 cents. And then the color green. Although the green is kind of like a darker green. It's not like a green that I would think of as like a primary green. Their purple's a little off too in the sport weight. I don't know why the sport weight is like that, and why they don't have blue. That's just, it's weird to me they don't have blue sport weight. But the green is a little darker than it probably should be. The purple is a little bit lighter than it should be in the sport weight. So I don't know. And then this is just like a pink, so like a sport weight pink, which I don't think I have the sport weight pink. Oh, I need to stop doing that because I'm just like showing you my ridiculous bald spot. So that's these in this one bag. So let me put this away and then I'll get to another one. Okay, in this bag, they're all the Yarn Bee soft and sleek low pill fiber skeins. I have a bunch on this on top of this shelf here. A lot of the earth tones, but there's some in here that are like really pretty colors. So some of them are the Yarn Bee soft and sleek low pill fiber, but some of them are the soft and sleek chunky, I think. I can't remember if that's exactly what it's called or what. Yeah, see, some of these are like the Yarn Bee soft and sleek chunky low pill fiber. So some of them are just like the regular, and some of them are the chunky. And so they were all $1.24. So whether it's just like the low pill, that's just like the regular, or the chunky, they're all the same price. So anyway, so I'll go through these, and if they're the regular, I'll just say regular, and if they're the chunky, I'll say chunky. So and some of these there are duplicates or whatever. I did get a whole bunch of these, most of them, I think. Or no, I think I did get all of these, because these are like medium for acrylics. Again, I felt like a prick, even clearing shelves of like some of this yarn, but like it just felt like once in a life. It felt like whatever this sale is, I have no idea what it is. I just felt like they're never gonna have this again. I just felt like I have to take advantage of this, and leave some for some other people. But like still, I don't know, because I'm not just buying it for myself. So the Yarn Bee soft sleek, these are the chunky. This is called white. So these are both white. So there's just like a white color, and then it doesn't matter. I'm just going to go through them and I'll say, oh, I got another one of those, another one of those. So this is the Yarn Bee soft and sleek. Or they all are. This is a light blue. It's like a light blue color, and I think there's another one here. So there's 2 light blues, and then this one is silver gray, so like a silvery gray color. It's not like a dark gray. It's like it is like a nice silvery gray. And then this one is light gray. So it's more of like a tannish gray though. So a light gray, because like you can compare the two. See, this almost looks like a little bit of a tannish gray, if you can see that on this crappy camera. And this one is called soft pink. Really pretty soft pink color, like a light pink. So it's a really pretty color. And I know I say pretty too much. It's irritating. So are these the same? No. This one's called Sage, or they're both called Sage. It's the same color, except this one is just like a regular regular weight, and then this is the chunky. So it's the same exact color. They're just different weights. And then this one is called Viridescent. Viridescent? I've heard of iridescent. Viridescent, whatever. It's kind of like a grayish. It has like a little hint of a blue, like a bluish gray color. It's a really pretty color. I don't know what viridescent means, but that's really nice. And see, like all these skeins, they don't have like, except for this one. This is a really pretty vibrant color. But like all these skeins kind of like match each other. I don't think I've ever seen like a really, you know, bold, vibrant color in this kind of yarn be soft and sleek. And it's kind of fitting that they're all this kind of like earth tone, neutral kind of shades of color, because you can mix and match them and like make something really nice with them. This one's called Crisp Air. It's kind of like a grayish blue. This one has, if this was like a grayish blue, or this is like a bluish gray, and this is a grayish blue. Like, you know what I'm saying? And this maybe has like a hint of a green in it, but this is more of like a grayish blue. And then this is called Tobacco. I know that there's another one of these, but let's see. No, that's not it. I think it's yeah. So there's two of the tobaccos, and they're just like the regular. And it's like a dark brown, or like a chocolate or tobacco brown, whatever. So there's those. These are gonna start like rolling all over the damn place. This one is, there's two of these, I think. Yeah, feels like the same color. Mauve and mauve. Yeah, so like a mauve color, like a reddish brown color, like the color mauve. And so there's two of those. And then this one is called Purple, like a darker purple, sort of an earth tone shade of purple. Really nice purple one. And then this one is called Green Apple. Although, well, in my head, Green Apple is a little lighter than this. This is more of like a light olive color or something. It's not really like a green apple, but it's like a green color. And so there's that one. There's a purple too, isn't it? Isn't it? Yeah, purple. Yeah, but this feels, it must be like a different dial. This one's like softer than this one. It's a little on the scratchier side, or not like really scratchy. It's you know, it's okay, but it's just on a little bit of scratchy. And then this one is called Plum. That's a weird color. It's kind of like like when purple looks a little bit brown. It's kind of like that, except this is like leans way more towards brown than purple. So it's called Plum. Like, it almost looks black on the camera, but it's kind of like a brownish shade of purple. And then this one's called Spice, and it's kind of like the like the color of cinnamon, but like sort of a lighter, like sort of like a light brown, like a light reddish brown kind of color. And then this one is Mustard, so like a mustard yellow, Dijon mustard kind of color. It's not really like a bright mustard yellow, but that's what it's called, Mustard. And then this one, I'm just save for last, is it's called Teal Blue. Gorgeous teal blue. I love it. I guess I do love teal blue. This is just like a gorgeous color. So that's all of those low pill fiber. I'm getting so good at like throwing yarn into bags or whatever. I could probably be a basketball star one day. I am really good at basketball. Shockingly enough, I used to love playing basketball. I was never on any team or anything, but you know what I'm saying. I used to love playing basketball. My, you know, ass with all kinds of like yarn and stuff everywhere. It's like, oh, I used to love basketball. I was good at it. And then this bag has all of the chenille or velvet, or what's like the generic term for this is some of them are like velvet yarns, but like the plush yarns or what is that what you call it, or is that like the really thick one? I still don't know the difference. But a lot of these are like the velvety kind, like the scrunchy kind of yarn. So Baby Be Adorable. This is called, I think no, it's not all of them. Sugar Plum, like a light lavender purple color, and then Baby Be Adorable Pinkaboo, and all these were $1.24, I think. Yeah, most of them, or all of them. So that's like a lavender color, and then the Pinkaboo is like a pink color, and there's 3 of those, and it's like a sort of a light pink color. And I know I've gotten this color before. like the perfect kind of yarn for like a like scrunchies and stuff. And then 2 of these Yarn Bee Velvety Smooth in the black. This is like gorgeous. I mean, like these chenille. I mean these are like velvety, like the chenille kind of yarn. But this really does feel like velvet, like Velvety Smooth, the brand Velvety Smooth, and this too. But it feels like velvet if it was a yarn. I mean, it really is like the same kind of like softness and shininess. So it's 2 black, and then there's 3 of this color called Pumpkin. But it's not like this is not a pumpkin orange. This is like the gorgeous, like almost reddish orange. I mean, I love this color. This is gorgeous. And they're all the same, the pumpkin orange. And then this one is Viva Violetta, which I think I've already gotten one of these before. It's like a really pretty purple color. So there's that one. And those are all the chenilles that they have. I did take all those too. So I feel like, you know, my niece is getting into scrunchies, and I can make scrunchies or whatever, and they only had like a couple. I mean, a couple compared to like how many of the other kinds of yarns that they had. It doesn't matter. I could have just taken exactly half, and I still would have looked like a prick in this video. Anyway. And these are all there's another bag too, of the plush yarns or whatever. Like these kind like this. There was so much of this. Like I didn't take all of this because it was just like so much of this. There was a green that was over there. I don't think I got a green, like a pretty, the lime green that they had. But because the skein was just like a little bit messed up, I don't think I got one of those. But there was like that color, but I didn't get that one. But and then a ton of white, and so but I feel like I do want to make my niece a rug. Like I think the original tutorial I used to make that rug out of that stupid Uberluck. I'm sorry I keep like crapping on that yarn, but it doesn't matter. It doesn't exist anymore anyway. But the tutorial I used, I think, used this kind of yarn, and I think they were making it for like a baby, like to, you know, just lay on or whatever. And I just think it would be like really cool because, like, yeah, I'm gonna give most of this to my niece, but like at the same time, I just feel like I want to use some of this to make her a rug because she loves that rug so much. Like she, you know, laid on it and she's like looking up at my yarn wall in awe, or like she loves how soft that rug is. I think it'd be kind of cool to make a rug for her playroom, and I probably have enough of this. I could probably make one that she could take home with her. But whatever. And so these were I don't know, the prices are probably random. If it's Yarn Bee Eternal Bliss, they were $1.99. Regular price is $7.99 for this. See, like, just incredible deal. I mean, I know that I'm like, I can't believe that I got. I know that I am like more fortunate than a lot of people. But of course, it sort of felt like, well, I got access to this just because of how often I go in there and stuff. So I'm like, I know I'm lucky to get this yarn, but I felt like I sort of earned it, like going in there every single day. Like, of course I'm the one that came across this because I go in there every single day. So it's not like you know, I just sort of randomly find these things, although sometimes it feels like it. I work hard to get these deals or whatever, you know, going there, wasting gas or whatever, going there every single day and stuff. So it just sort of felt like, you know, I kind of earned, you know, coming across this or whatever. Like, and I was the first person, like last year too. 2 years in a row, I was the first person that got to have. I got first dibs on the big markdown the yarn, and like both times, or like even the first time I didn't take half of everything, but like the second time I took like half of the yarn. And so like I feel like, you know, I actually showed restraint like both years in a row or whatever, and there have been times where I've seen yarn that I didn't get, but I just feel like, you know, I deserve to be able to, like, you know, set all of us up for life, you know, buying all this yarn, whether it makes me look like a prick or not, because, you know, I just feel like I don't need it anymore after this. I mean, it really feels that way. It's kind of stupid and weird. But I'm sorry if, like, you only subscribe to my channel because you just love all these big yarn hauls and stuff, because I feel like I might not even, of course, I might not find any more because I've cleared out the store practically, or they've, like, you know, pushed it all out there and gotten rid of it. But I have no idea. But this may actually be my last big yarn haul. I have no idea. So this is called Nice to See Blue. Nice to See Blue. And it's kind of like a grayish blue color, like a darker blue. And so it's a real nice color. And this is a little messed up. Like this sort of feels like it had to have come from somewhere, or like this feels like this was this had to have been somebody returned this or something, because there's like the loop on it still. And it's kind of like wrapped around, and like the label is taped or whatever. But like, you know, I'll use it. It doesn't matter. For, you know, $1.99, you know, I've used like worse looking yarn from Goodwill or whatever. For $1.99, that's a lot of yarn for that. And then, or I didn't even do the color guide. This is called Baby Bee Cuddly 1, and it's called Toy Elephant. It's like the base of it is a white, and it has like some gray speckled in it. And so there's two of these. This one looks like a return or something, and then this one is just like a plain one. And then this is the same thing, so $1.99. So I might have spent just a little bit more on this than I should have, because, you know, it might not be the full skein, but whatever, it doesn't matter. It's still a good deal. And then this one's a Yarn Bee Eternal Bliss, the color white. And there might be another one in this other bag. I have no idea. Oh, those are like a cream color. So like this is a gorgeous white color. So $1.99 for that. And then this one's called Yarn Bee Eternal Bliss in the color Spa Blue. It's like a light greenish tint to like a light blue, kind of like that, and it's sort of like if this is more blue, this leans towards like a bluish, leans towards like a greenish blue kind of color. Like if light blue and like if this and like a light sage color kind of got together, it's kind of like that. And then there's two of these. Baby Bee Cuddly 1, the color Cantaloupe. The main color of this is white, and it has like some orange speckled in it. I don't think she has this shade, but she's gonna love the I gotta pick out which ones I'm gonna use for the rug before I like give her all this yarn, because I don't want her to, like, you know, use yarn that, because I want her rug to look really nice. It would be nice to mix in, because I have a lot of solids. There's only like a couple that are sort of like this. I kind of want to save these for like the rug to make it like extra special and pretty for it. But at the same time, I don't want to take away her opportunity to use this if she wants to use this yarn. But, you know, she does have a whole freaking wall, or not a whole wall yet. I don't know where I'm going to put all this yet. I did get a shelf the other day. I went to it's like a, no, I'm not Salvation Army. It's like a thrift store, Habitat for Humanity restore in my town, and they had a shelf, and it's a really nice shelf. It was only $10. I'm not going to spend money on expensive shelves or whatever. They have this really nice shelf that would fit perfectly here. Like, I want to get rid of these damn white drawers here. They have this like shelf that would go perfectly here if I could get rid of these white shelves. But like at the same time, it's like $40. I don't want to spend $40 on it. It would sort of defeat the purpose of, like, you know, getting this deal of yarn or whatever, and then I have to spend $40 on a shelf. So I'm going to be like looking, I do have two other shelves that I was going to use for physical media and DVDs and stuff, but I just feel like I might need to use those for yarn too. But whatever. But I'm going to be looking at, you know, Goodwill and thrift stores and stuff, and I'll come across some cheap shelves. But anyway, this one's called Baby Bee Cuddly 1 in the color Pinkaboo. Now this is a really, really light pink. Like I've seen some cuddly one that's like a pretty pink. This is like a really light pink. Like it's almost... like from far away, it almost looks like a shade of white or like a tan color, but it's like a pink color, really light pink color. And then this one is Yarn Bee Eternal Bliss. I was gonna say it's brown. It's called French Lilac. This is another one of those things where it's a purple color, you know, lilac, but it feels like it's a brownish purple. Like on camera, it even looks like it's brown, but it's supposed to be like a purple color, but it's kind of a brownish purple. 19 minutes. And the last two in this, I'm sorry about this table. it's like, you know, squeaky a little bit. Sometimes I'll bring this table in here, and sometimes I'll use another table. But I needed like a bigger table. This black table that I'm using here is bigger than the brown one that I use. So I brought this one in here, but it's a little squeaky. But whatever. I'm sorry about that. And so this one is Yarn Bee Eternal Bliss in the color navy. Now this is what I'm talking about. This is a gorgeous navy blue. Like this is navy blue. It looks a little, or no, I guess it looks blue on the camera. This is a gorgeous navy blue. This is the kind of navy blue that I think of. Not like that other skein that was navy blue, but this is gorgeous. And then this one is Yarn Bee Eternal Bliss, the color teal. This is why do I love teal so much? I really do. This is like a really pretty teal color, and I don't know. Like I almost don't want to use this for my niece's rug or whatever, because I want to use it for something for me. Like, what the hell would I use it for myself for? I don't know, but I'm gonna have to figure it out. If you have any ideas to use some of this yarn, I already have ideas for a lot of this yarn. But if you have ideas for some of this yarn, just leave it in the comments. Of course, by the time this comes out, I may have already made my niece's rug and used a whole lot of it. So I don't know. I hate that's another reason why I hate being so far ahead in filming, because I'm like, well, I just found this yarn. If you have any ideas, put it in the comments. And I may have already used it already or something at the point. So I'm sorry I'm so far ahead in filming. But okay, in this other bag, the rest of the thick yarn. And oh, did I get 2 of these? Is this the same one? Yes, I got 2 of these. Oh, now I have 2 of these, so I can make myself something. Or I hate to be that selfish and greedy, but because I buy this kind of yarn for my niece or whatever. But like, and I feel like I want to use it for myself. But I mean, I have plenty of the yarn for myself and my mom too. But like, and she has plenty of yarn, so I can't feel like, oh, I'm selfish if I keep this deal for myself. But whatever. Because like, look at how much yarn that she's gonna get. So Yarn Bee Eternal Bliss Teal. So I have 2 of these. I didn't know that. So I just kind of grabbed them. And thought I'll assess later. And then a Yarn Bee Eternal Bliss called Spiced Persimmon, kind of like a coral orange, orangey red, kind of like that color. Spiced persimmon. I don't know the color of a persimmon. I've heard of that, the kind of fruit, but I don't know what that is. That the color of a persimmon? I have no idea. And this one, Yarn Bee Eternal Bliss in the color cranberry, like more of a brownish cranberry color. I've seen some cranberry that looks like a more reddish cranberry color, but this is kind of like on the brownish spectrum. And all these are $1.99. And this one is Yarn Bee Eternal Bliss Soft Pink. And are these soft pink here? Yeah. But this one, what is that? Oh, this must be like a dye lot difference. You can really tell with these. Okay, these two, they're all the Yarn Bee Eternal Bliss Soft Pink. That's the colorway. Like, these two match perfectly. They're like a really light pink color. But then this one is like, this one's more pink than these two. So this is like a really light pink. But they're supposedly the same colorway, but obviously the dye lots are different, because this is like extra pink compared to these other two. So that's the perfect if you're like, when I first started to crochet, I didn't really know I didn't really know what like dye lot numbers were or any of that stuff. But like there are some examples in my own stash where I can look and think, this is why people should pay attention to dye lot numbers and stuff, because I like these. If I was gonna make something out of just this soft pink, like this pink would be this is really this is prettier than all these other two. This is almost like a light peach color. It's so light, and but like it would look, this would stand out in either a positive way or a negative way if you mix this together and you wanted to make something out of a soft pink. You would have to like kind of split it up, where this darker pink or this more vibrant pink was in like kind of mixed in or something, because otherwise it would just stand out. So yeah, pay attention to dye lot numbers. I'm starting to. I don't when they have like a whole bunch of skeins there and I just like buy it, but like you have to kind of pay attention to it, I guess. especially if you're, you know, working on something big. This is a Yarn Bee Eternal Bliss in the color mustard. Like, this is a gorgeous kind of like the gold, the typical golden mustard color that you've seen with other yarns, like that kind of color. And then this one is a Yarn Bee Perfectly Plush. This was a 224, and so it's smaller, and I just put this with all the plush on when I organized it when I got home. But this is 224. This is a Yarn Bee Perfectly Plush in the color taupe. This is like a darker taupe than I'm used to. Like usually when I see the color taupe in yarns and stuff, it's usually like a lighter color than this. This is a little darker, so almost like a coffee brown kind of color, like just a darker taupe than I'm used to seeing, but a really nice and soft or whatever. But that's all the plush yarn. I guess that's what you call it. Can't then have two of these. And again, they had like a really vibrant green, but it was kind of messed up looking, and they had plenty of the white. But like I thought, I'd rather get if I'm not going to get all of them, I'd rather just get like the colors. And I did get like one of those white, but I didn't want to like get a whole bunch of white, because like these take up an obnoxious amount of room, and like I already don't know where to put them. But I have this table underneath my niece's yarn wall, and in her playroom, she has a I need to take a drink of something. It's just like my allergies or whatever, because that. No, so the sentiments. No, it's the from cutting the grass. But she has this black shelf in her playroom that has the cubes in it. But in front of that cube shelf, she has her. We found her this desk at Goodwill. It was only a couple $. It's one of those like old school desks that is like wooden and has like the attached a tabletop to it, and she's left-handed, so like that's why we just grabbed it up. Because she was, it was like a left-handed school desk, and she loves it, and we let her like color all over it and paint all over it and stuff, but it's sort of in front of that cube shelf. You can't even really get into the cubes, and so it's sort of a waste in there. What I thought I could do, I could put that there, or if I find something else to go underneath her yarn wall, I could put that, like swap the table out for that, and then what's underneath the table is the laundry basket, which I could just store on top of the washing machine, and then the basket with like the dirty clothes in it. But I can find another place for that if I need to. I need to just keep the laundry done, and then it won't matter where I put the laundry basket, because it's all going to be done. So I don't know, but like, I can swap that out, or like put another shelf there and put some of this in. But like it's such big obnoxious yarn or whatever. And of course, if I use because that rug didn't take me very long. As frustrating as it was to use that Uber Lux for that rug, it actually didn't take me very long. And this yarn is even thicker than the Uber Lux, so I just feel like I can probably make that rug just so I don't have to find room for some of that yarn. So I don't know. And then this bag. Okay, these are the Soft Secret. I did get all of these, and I feel, again, I feel like a prick. You can tell me I'm a prick in the comments or whatever, but like, and like, it's also going to feel really good having all this yarn here, because like as much as I go out and as often as I go into like Hobby Lobby and all these other stores, I'm such a homebody. Like like during the pandemic, it wasn't that like there were some people that were so antsy during the pandemic, like, oh my god, I don't know what to do with myself, I can't believe I have to like stay in the house. I was fine. I was like, this is like, the perfect kind of life. I don't have to go out of the house at all. Like if I didn't have to go out to buy food, I would be perfectly fine just staying in the house for the rest of my life, and not having to. I'm not a very social person. I am getting better at it because I have to with YouTube, and I'm glad I'm like connecting with people and stuff. But like, it's still through the comments and stuff. I'm not a very social person. I like when I'm going out into the world, I don't like to talk to people. Although for some reason I'm not just a deal magnet. I'm like, there's like something that causes people to like gravitate towards me and just like talk to me randomly. Like I was in Hobby Lobby the other day, and then this guy was like just sort of came up to me and was like, sir, I thought he was going to be asking for money or something, but he was like, do you know where there's like a carpentry place around here, like a carpenter that can build something? I'm thinking like I'm some like gay guy in a craft store or whatever, and he's like coming up to me asking if I know where a carpenter is. Like it was just like how many, I can't tell you how many times I've had these weird interactions with people that just like come up to me randomly and start talking to me. When I don't come off as a very, you know, open, very inviting, you know, nice person that you know, wants to engage with people. Like my mom is like that. She'll go through the store and like, hey, how are you? Like just random people walking by. I'm like, you know, I look to the side. Like if I'm walking towards somebody, I like look off to the side and act like I'm looking at something, because I don't even want to engage with. I don't even want to make eye contact with people. I'm not a very social person. I get uncomfortable in those kind of situations or whatever. And so I'm just like so. Another benefit of having all this yarn and having practically opening up a Hobby Lobby store in my freaking house is it's going to cut down on the amount of times I have to spend out in the world, which is not comfortable for me at all. And so I just feel like, you know, if I need a yarn, like I could probably already do that anyway, but I just feel like now with all this yarn, I can come in here and I could just like go in my own little store, and then I'll have access to probably as much yarn as, unless I like need like you know, extra skeins of like one of these for a project, and I need one more skein, then I'll have to go out and get another skein or something. But you know, otherwise I just feel like I'm sort of set, and I sort of like the scenario in my head is like my dream life would be to have enough stuff. I mean, except for food. I guess you have to go out for food. Enough stuff in my house to, like, you know, never have to leave it. You know what I'm saying? I'm such a homebody. I actually, as often as I go out, every single day, I actually hate leaving the house. And so I'm a very reclusive kind of person, and I only go out to find yarn or to, you know, get food or whatever. Or like, you know, I do like looking at DVDs or like whatever, but like for the most part, I could stay home for the rest of my life, and I wouldn't be panicking or like, I'm a very reclusive person, and that's just how I am. I'm a writer and a creative person. I'm always with my own thoughts. And I never get like really antsy. Oh God, I just have to get out and get some coffee, or like I'll just make it in my kitchen. Like, you know what I'm saying? So that's another benefit of having all this yarn, that I just feel like I won't have to go out of my house as much. Which, you know, from a lot of people that would be like, oh my God, you're not gonna leave your house. But like that's like the dream life for me. Like there have been a couple people that have commented on my videos and saying like, you know, I'm like, it looks like I'm preparing for the zombie apocalypse, or like, you know, that people like us who like have a whole lot of yarn. It's like we would be totally prepared for the zombie apocalypse. And I've said like we probably won't even know that it's going on. It'd be like that scene in Shaun of the Dead or whatever. Like but you know, for like a really long extended period of time, for like, you know, weeks or even months, we would have no idea what's going on out there unless we heard like a knock on the door, like some thump out there, and we think, what is that? And then there'd be somebody like you know, at the door or whatever. We think, what the hell is going on? And then we go out into the world, and somebody say, oh, it's a zombie apocalypse. It's been going on for like 2 months. You didn't know that? It's like, no, I've been in there crocheting with all of my my yarn stash. Whatever. And I joked that it'd be funny to like make a movie sometime called Yarn of the Dead. Anyway, so and like making the funny scenarios of like, you know, using the yarn, and like we would be the only people to have like crocheted handles on all of our zombie killing devices and stuff. Just, you know, a funny scenario in my head, but you know what I'm saying. So all that to say, so I did clear the shelf of these soft secrets, because I have a whole bunch of it now, and I've gotten some really good ideas from people in my comments of like what to use with this soft secret. It's gorgeous yarn. It's really soft, but it's not soft where it's probably going to be hard to work with. I love what's the word, or like the sheen on this yarn. Like if I make something with this yarn, I almost want to make something that is like a wearable. Like this would make like the perfect kind of like shawl or something, because like I just imagine like a woman wearing this shawl, and then like as the light hits, just like, you know, sort of turning it brings out that sheen, the kind of shininess. Like it would make like a really pretty wearable, like something that would have a lot of movement or whatever, and it'd to show off how pretty and shiny this is, and it's really soft. But anyway, so I do have a lot of this. This game's a little messed up or whatever, but I don't know how it got that messed up. because it looks like somebody took the skein and just like, you know, pulled it like this. I don't know. So it's like really long, elongated or something. I have no idea how it got that way. But this color is called Mushroom, and this is one of the most gorgeous colors in this Soft Secret. It's almost like a shiny gold, like not like a vibrant yellowish gold, but like the shiny kind of just deep, like creamy, or not creamy, but like a deep gold, like a pretty gold color. And there's like this one that's like messed up. These were all $1.24. And then there's another one in here, I think, that is just like a regular skein of it somewhere. Yeah. So this is what it's supposed to look like, and how that one got all stretched out, I have no idea. But whatever. So there's two of those, and then this color. This is gorgeous. It sort of reminds me of like the kind of color that my grandma would love. She loves. She loved. She died years ago. She loves, but like she loved this kind of purple. This is kind of like a pinkish purple. The color is lilac. And so all of these are the Yarn Bee Soft Secret $1.24. So they call it lilac. There's a purple in here that all right, is this lilac too? This is lilac too. So there's two of the lilac, but there's a purple in here that is like a darker purple, gorgeous purple. This one is called Violet, and so that's like a darker purple, and these are like a pinkish purple. And so what sucks is just thinking of my grandma just a second ago. What sucks is like how many people we've lost in our family, and the fact that I've like picked up this this ability to like crochet and stuff, you know, this creative thing that I can do, and yeah, I have like I can make stuff for myself, but also for my mom or for my niece. I haven't really made anything for my brother and sister-in-law yet, or and I have friends and stuff, but it sucks knowing that like I know that my sister and my grandma and my aunt and like I know that they would love to have crocheted stuff, and to think that like I can do this now. I could have you know, taken this yarn and made something really beautiful for my grandmother that she would have loved, but you know, she's gone. Or like my sister, there's a picture of my sister, or she has, I don't think she didn't crochet it or knit it or anything, but she has this shirt on, and it almost looks crochet, and I almost want to like recreate that in some way, or at least like just like an homage to it. And she was like a really creative person too. She would have loved, you know, some of the stuff I could crochet for her. Or like my aunt, she was a really creative person too, and it kind of sucks that like that I didn't discover the wonderful hobby of crochet and the art of crochet, you know, sooner, because, you know, I wish I would have known how to do this back then when they were all alive and I could have made them stuff, but, you know, just kind of sucks that, you know, to think about it. But this is like the same, or like the perfect kind of purple that, you know, sort of reminds me of my grandma. Getting kind of upset a little bit. Sorry. It's kind of sad to think about, because I could have made them all kinds of really pretty things. So this is Yarn Bee Soft Secret, and what the hell? Sorry, shit. Fuck. Let me just get my stuff together. It just kind of hits you suddenly. You know, they've been gone for so many years, but it hits you suddenly. Just like random things in your life. Just, you never know when it's gonna hit you. You know, and you think you're kind of okay, and then like the grief from like losing people, and you think you're okay, and you are for a while, but then it's like, then, you know, something just like random like that just sort of hits you, just all of a sudden, you know, just randomly over the years. Anyway, sorry about that. Oh my god. I did not want to do this in a freaking YouTube video. God. I may just cut this out. I don't know. But then he's gonna like, well, why is it? Are his eyes like kind of red or whatever? All of a sudden. It must be his allergies. That's what it is. No, it's the pumpkin spice smell. This is literally called pumpkin spice. Whatever. That's what it is. It's the pumpkin spice smell. I'm trying to make jokes to get through this. Anyway, this is Yarn Bee Soft Secret in the color pumpkin spice. So it's like an orangey, pumpkin-y kind of color. Oh my God. Luckily this is far enough into the video where it doesn't really matter. If you're watching to this point, then you know you won't mind if I lost it there for a split second. Anyway, so a Yarn Bee Soft Secret in the color lime. I'm sort of like all over the place because it kind of threw me off. I hope I did that right. So or I said that right. So there's two of the lime colors, like a lime green, and then I think there's three of these, the Soft Secret and the color olive. And this one feels like it might have been, it's a little lighter than these other two, so maybe there's like some gone from this. I have no idea. But, so it might have been like a return, I have no idea. But, so there's like an olive green. It's an olive green, but it sort of feels like like there's a color that I think is, oh my God, no, my sound's gonna be even more messed up just because I was crying. No, I wasn't crying, but you know what I'm saying, I got a little teary. Like a pine green. I think there's a green over there. I don't think it's olive. I think it's another color. There's bags in front of it now. It's an olive green, but it's sort of like a pine green. And then this is Yarn Bee Soft Secret, or they all are. The color smoke. And so it's like a dark gray. And then this one is called sage. Although this doesn't feel like a greenish sage. This is more like a bluish sage. I thought sage was like a green color. I mean, it has like a hint of a green, but this is more like a bluish green more than a green. So that's called sage. Maybe it's a dollar issue. I have no idea. And then this is the color ivory, just like an ivory white. And then there's two of these. This is a really pretty color too. Pale aqua, gorgeous color. I love this. I'm not crazy about like earth tones or what. I mean, not earth tones. Oh my God. It threw me off so bad. Just getting upset like that. Pastels, like I'm not really crazy about like pastels, but this is like such a light aqua color that it's not even like a pastel. I mean, this is like a gorgeous aqua color. So yeah, those are the Soft Secrets. I mean, usually yarn gets me emotional, like I get all giddy and excited and stuff. I never thought it would, you know, make me upset like that. But I don't know. Just looking at yarn. And then I put this bag into this bag because this yarn kind of reminds me of the same kind of like sheen that the Soft Secret has, even though it's not as shiny. But it's this Yarn Bee True Colors, and I do have some of these skeins, but like most of the skeins that I have are like the kind of earth tone sort of colors and kind of neutrals and stuff. But these are like, some of these are like really pretty like pops of color. Like they have a purple in this. So now all these were $1.24 too. And this is the color Amethyst. So this is like a really gorgeous purple color, kind of like a deep lilac kind of purple color. And there's a color, the emerald, like a dark like emerald green. This is a really gorgeous color too. It's not like an olive. It is like a really rich dark green color. Although when I think of emeralds, I think of like the emeralds on, you know, the Wizard of Oz and Return to Oz or whatever. Like a, you know, really vibrant green. So this is called emerald, but like in my mind, it's like, you know, I see like a big, you know, that big green emerald in Return to Oz, you know, that she touches and say Oz, you know, like that kind of green when I think of emerald. But anyway. If you've never seen Return to Oz, but you love The Wizard of Oz, you need to watch Return to Oz. I love that movie too. I love them both. And so this one's called Gray, and this is like a silvery gray. It's really pretty. Or they're all kind of like silvery with like that sheen on it. And this is like really thick, significant yarn. Is this a 4 or a 5? Or I know it wasn't a 4. It's a 6. A 6 super bulky. So there's a lot of this. This would make something like I love the the thicker yarn that isn't like, you know, the plush yarn, because you could probably make something really significant with this in a short amount of time because of how nice and thick and substantial the yarn is. That's a 6, but it's like it's really soft and it's squishy and shiny. There's that one, and then there's 2 of these that are yellow, and this is like a butter yellow. It's a gorgeous yellow. It's not like, you know, really obnoxiously bright. It's just like gorgeous buttery yellow. I love that. And so it's 2 of those, and then this one is called Gold. Like it is like the perfect name for that. Like a golden color, like just gorgeous. So 2 of those, and then there's 3 of these. Some of these are messed up, but whatever. I couldn't resist how gorgeous this yarn was. The color Pumpkin, and pumpkin spice, actually, because it smells. This actually does smell like pumpkin spice, or the cinnamon. So but you know, it's just called Pumpkin. It's like a pumpkin orange, but it like really like a pretty shiny orange. So I don't know. But these colors are like imagine all these together. Like, look how gorgeous that is. Like, it sort of reminds me of like the kind of colors in those skeins of yarn that I'm going to use for my fall throw blanket. Like, this is like, I mean, I know the purple and all that, those are really pretty too, but like, I feel like these together, like, how gorgeous is that? I don't know. I got those. And see, like, I know I look like an obnoxious asshole. I mean, whatever, obnoxious prick buying all this yarn, but like, I did it for myself too, and I don't mean that. I hate to be selfish, and I'm not very selfish in my everyday life. I try to think of others and stuff, but like, this makes me so happy, or whatever, all this yarn and like connecting with people and you know, this YouTube channel and having, you know, reasons to make videos and stuff, and you know, and finding like I mean, I'm a creative person. I do all kinds of creative things too, and I love all those things too. It's just my channel's not about all that other stuff, but like, this is like, it's so much fun. Like I don't know, I've had so much, and to think that I've only been crocheting for like a little over a year, and to think of like all the fun that I've had, and like I've already inspired my mom to like pick it back up again after, like, she used to crochet a lot, but like and then she, you know, went years without crocheting it, and like all this stuff is like reinvigorated her love for it, and so it's like she's, you know, crocheting and stuff, and she's like the kind of person that only focuses on one project. I'm like the complete opposite. I have like, you know, dozens, but like she's working on something, but I'm not going to say what it is because it's a surprise for somebody, but it's gorgeous. And I'll show it when it's all done. But so and it's reinvigorated her, you know, love of crochet. Just me, you know, picking it up, you know, and being obsessed with it the way I am. And like, and to think that I'm like, I taught my niece how to crochet, and she's like, she made her a scrunchie, and she's like, I don't know. She's like, she wants to crochet just because like I did it, and just all of this. Like, that's why it felt like. It's not just an investment for like my future business. It felt like an investment for my own personal, like, you know, mental health, and how this is like, it's been so therapeutic and just like fun as hell, and just like I've just enjoyed this past year and a half, and then especially like, you know, getting on YouTube and like connecting with all of you people. It's brought so much enjoyment in my life, and also to think that like, because of this crochet, I feel like I can see into the future, like you know, for a while I didn't really know if I was ever going to be able to, you know, build a following of people that would follow all my creative stuff, and I feel like through all this ridiculous crocheting and yarn and stuff, I feel like I can actually see that on the horizon, like turning my creative interests and stuff into my, you know, career, and you know, like really leaning into my creative life, and feeling like I might actually be able to, I might actually be able to use it to like actually take care of myself, and maybe even my mom and my my niece and like everybody, and because like I know that all of my other creative interests will be something that, you know, could take off and you know, help me and my entire family and stuff, and I just, all because of this crochet, it gave me hope for that. It gave me like, I could see the light at the end of the tunnel. I could see like the light on the horizon or whatever, that, you know, I could actually, I'm turning my creative life into like, you know, something that is gonna it's not just like, oh, it's us having fun and that was a good thing, but like it just feels like I you know, I just love all this. it's just, so that's why I got the yarn. Whether it makes me look like a freaking prick or not, that I, you know, was some glutton or whatever and took like almost all the yarn or whatever, and just know that I love this. I'm gonna, you know, I'm never gonna forget what a good deal this was, and I'm never going to take it for granted, and I'm going to make so many wonderful, beautiful things, and hopefully inspire you to make things too. And I'm going to be, you know, my mom's going to be using it, my niece is going to be using it, and I'm going to be like making all kinds of things and putting my crochet out there into the world or whatever, and just know that, yeah, I look like a prick, you know, buying all this yarn or whatever when I have a ton of it already, but like, it's going to the perfect person, because I know I'm going to appreciate this so much. I know how lucky I am, and how you know, I don't want to get upset. I know how lucky I am. Just know that. I'm so fortunate to be able to get this opportunity. I know that I'm like some prick. Oh, I got a deal or whatever, but it's not just that. It's like I said, it sort of feels like hope, like it feels like I have things to look forward to, because you know how life is, and you can imagine how our life has been with not that I'm saying, you know, poor me, but like, you know, that losing people in our lives and stuff, and it just, you know, how life can be, but sometimes it is hard to like look to the future and you know, have things to look forward to, and I have things to look for because of this yarn and crochet. I have things to look forward to all the time. You know, picking up a crochet hook and like making something beautiful, and like just like making it and having it be done, or like, you know, like when I made my mom's bed jacket, the fun of making it, and the fun of like, you know, doing it on camera and showing it on a YouTube video, and then the fun of like, you know, giving it to her and like just seeing it, you know, her wearing it, or like, I don't know. So it's worth it. If I look like a prick or like, you know, some greedy person for taking this yarn, I'm sorry, but I don't apologize for it, because it was worth it to me. It was worth it for my family. It was worth it, because I'm gonna like cherish this yarn. I take care of it. I use it all the time. I make all kinds of beautiful things. It was worth it to me, and I'm sorry that if it makes me look like a greedy person, but. I need this kind of stuff. It keeps me going. It keeps me happy. So, you know, how can I apologize for something like that? I can't. Like, I get upset, you know, thinking about all the stuff that I wish I could have crocheted if I just would have known. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's how much it, like, affects my life. I love all this. Anyway, so this is the bag of, like, the cotton yarn. And like I said, they, I'll show this. The Crafter's Secret cotton. They had like 25 or 30 skeins of those little tiny, the gorgeous, those colors are gorgeous, and the ones that I have in my drawer, they're gorgeous too, and I will use those. But like I finished this on a towel with a towel topper, and yeah, this is gorgeous. And I just kind of freak-handed it. I did like the towel part. What I was going to do was do it this way. You could tell that the stitches are this way, but it didn't get long enough, so I just like turned it to the side, and then I cinched I went into the top up here with the turquoise rainbow bridge color, and then I like decreased down. I put like, you know, 5 stitches into one, and like decreased down and kept decreasing it until I got to the strap part, and like made the little strap or whatever, and then and the button. This is the button that I use. Like those buttons that I got from Hobby Lobby for the bed jackets that I'm gonna make. I mean, does that button up match perfectly? I couldn't believe how perfect that button matched. So this turned out gorgeous and stuff, and I learned through this process, you know, making this. You know, it has like the little hole in it for the towel topper, the strap, and or it is a towel topper. But I learned through this whole process that if I switch to an inline hook, it's easier to use for the cotton. Because the problem with this cotton, especially this, the cotton is like kind of splitty, and my regular crochet hooks, those tapered ones, they do snag on the cotton yarn because of how splitty the cotton yarn is. But I mean, it helped when I switched to that inline hook. But like, it's still frustrating using this yarn. And like, okay, this is really nice, but like, see how kind of stiff this yarn is? It's the Crafter's Secret. And so that's why like when I went ahead and finished this, I wanted to finish this. And yes, it's gorgeous and stuff. And the purple and the blue, like the purple variegated, and then the blue, I'm gonna make one because this is a sort of a side story. But like, you know, I have OCD, and so I compulsively wash my hands a lot, and I'm sort of a germaphobe too. It's probably a little bit of an OCD thing too. But like when my niece is over here, like you know how kids are, you know, touching everything, and you're always worrying like, you know, she touched her food and she didn't wash her hands, but now she's like, you know, touching that pillow, and like you're always gonna like, if you're a germaphobe like me, you're thinking like, you're watching those kids' hands and you're thinking, you know, wash your hands, like what yeah. And so I just kind of, I have to kind of ignore it because, you know, it's a kid, and you know, I know that I obsessively, you know, worry about germs and stuff, but like I have my own I have my own towel in the bathroom. That's how, you know, much of a germaphobe I am. And I sometimes I worry that like when she goes in there and she does actually wash her hands, just not as much as I do, then what if she like didn't wash them enough and she like wipes them on my towel? And so like I thought like what I could do just to make myself feel better, but also to like, you know, give her something kind of special, is like, you know, make one of these with like the blue, because she does love blue, like make with that light blue color. This it's the yarn. I showed it in another haul. And then I'll use that purple variegated that kind of like this. Kind of reminds you of that jelly bean yarn from Joanne, or you know, the Big Twist or whatever. Kind of like that. Use the purple for the top, and so that she can have like her own. I can give it to her and say, here's your own like special hand towel, so that you can like wipe your hands on it and stuff. But really, I'm just thinking, you know, that's the perfect excuse where I know that she'll use her own towel, and then she won't like, you know, wipe her hands on mine, even though she just washed them and everything. But you know how I'm a germaphobe. So that might be like a plus, just to use up that yarn. But like it was frustrating using this yarn. That's why I didn't get any of the Crafter's Secret, because I already have like enough of that. I have like maybe, you know, 6 skeins of those little Crafter's Secret that I got from random dot clearance skeins, or dot clearance sales. But I didn't want to get any more of it, so I actually left all of that. And they had like a bunch of the scrubby yarn too that I didn't get, and like the plush yarn, like I said, and some of those cakes, and some of the acrylic. I mean the scrubby yarn that they had, it wasn't like the kind that I'm going to, you know, turn into a back scratcher or whatever. It was a kind that was like the kind that I used for my 10th Kingdom bookmark, that was supposed to represent the beanstalk, like that green that I used for that. They had them in all kinds of different colors there, and it's sort of like, it feels like it's plastic, like, you know, hairy plastic, or like that kind of yarn. And then they have like the kind that it feels like it's like a tube of plastic, like you'd make a Brillo pad out of or something. They had like a bunch of that in all kinds of colors and stuff, and they had all that Crafter's Secret and gorgeous colors. But like I just didn't want any of that, so I didn't get any of that. So I showed restraint. So you know, so I didn't get any of that. But like I thought, I wonder if like all the cotton is like that. So like when but I do love this towel, and with the towel topper and everything. I wanted to make some, and so I do have some cotton, but I made I have this I love this cotton, the color Rosy, that I got from like one of the dot clearance sales or whatever. And so I wanted to try to use that to make another towel with a towel topper on it. And this was so nice to work with. I mean, it was like night and day. I mean, I'm so glad I didn't get any of that Crafter's Secret, and I'm glad that I got this. I love this cotton, because I love this cotton, because this, I like, okay, I take back what I said about, like, you know, how I just hate cotton. I hate a specific brand of cotton. If you, obviously people use this, and somebody's going to get stuck with like 25 or 30 skeins of it when they go through there. But if you love working with this, I've seen people actually work with this really well on video. Passionate Kelsey, I've seen her just like crochet. Like I just can't work with it without getting frustrated. It's awful. So I take back that I just don't like cotton yarn. It's very specific. I guess it's kind of like acrylic, where there's acrylic brands that and skeins that I don't like, and that's hard to work with. So I can't say that like, oh, I generally just, I don't like cotton. I just don't like a very specific brand of cotton, this Crafter's Secret. It's just frustrating for me. If you love it, then you know, that's fine. They're gorgeous colors in that cotton. I mean, it was really hard to like look at all those skeins of cotton and leave them there, but I thought, I don't want those. I don't want to have to get, I don't want the frustration of having to use those. I don't want to buy a yarn where I feel like I have to use it. You know what I'm saying? I want to get a brand of yarn that I can't wait to use it for something, you know, to figure out what I'm going to use it for. So I left them all. But so this is gorgeous or whatever, but like I wanted to try to use this other cotton. This was so easy. I didn't even have to use the inline hook. I was using my regular hook. This is gorgeous and like so soft, and like, I mean, this is like kind of stiff or whatever. This is like soft and just, God, I loved it. And so I'm so glad that I got some more cotton in this clearance. So this is it's gonna go like this, like the long ways. And then I'll add the thing to the top when I get out far enough. But so I'm making another towel with the towel topper. But I'm just so glad that because I want to make more of these because this turned out so nice, and it is something functional, even though it's still gonna feel like I don't want to wipe my hands on it, But anyway, so I am going to make some functional things now that I do love that. I found a kind of cotton that I love. So whatever. So this is the bag of all the cotton. Like, how many tangents did I go off in that little section of this video? Hang on, 19 minutes. So when I realized how nice that cotton was, and then I came across all of these. It's like I went ahead and got these too. And I did leave all the crafter's secret or whatever, so I didn't like clear out all the cotton. But like I thought, like, I don't have a lot of cotton now, because I just sort of been avoiding it. But now that I know that I can actually work with some of it, I thought, like, I'm gonna get it. I want to like build up my stash of cotton or whatever. And so yeah, I did clear the shelf of this cotton. But it's such nice cotton. I mean, I knew that it was already, like, I knew that it was soft, but I just felt like, oh, it's probably gonna be splitty and awful, just like that Crafter's Secret was. But like, it's weird how the Crafter's Secret, that their acrylic is some of the most soft, like perfectly spun, like amazing yarn that I've ever felt in my entire life. I've just like gushed about it in some of my videos. I love their, like, those big huge skeins that they only have like maybe 2 variegated colors in that, but they have those like giant skeins, those like big maker, whatever, I forget what they're called. They're way up there, I can't see, or they're facing the other way anyway. Those big skeins of like the Crafter's Secret acrylic, I love that yarn. So to think that like they can make amazing acrylic like that, and they need to make more variegated colors in their acrylic, but then their Crafter's Secret cotton is so awful and splitty. It's just weird. You would think that their cotton would be like this, like this. I love this cotton. I mean, like literally, I do. I can't believe it. So I never thought I would like cotton, but I do. Now, if I find the right brand. So anyway, I love this cotton, and the color white. And so there's oh no, this has sparkle in it. Oh my god. I'm like something giddy. Oh my god, there's a sparkle. I didn't realize that. Because I kind of grabbed it up. I didn't realize they made like sparkle cotton yarn. Holy crap. And now I'm gonna be like going through there, like really looking at the cotton now. Not that I need any, but you know what I'm saying. I have enough to set me up for for the rest of my life. But anyway, but do they have like a whole bunch of like sparkle cotton? Oh, shit. I want to press some more. No, I'm not going to. I look like a prick anyway, and a hoarder, buying all this yarn or whatever. So I don't need any more. But if they have like some sparkle cotton, I'll add that to the list of like some yarns I'll get in the future. Anyway, so I bought 2 white, and then there's 2 of these that are bright green. Although I guess it's bright green. It's a little a darker bright green. When I think of like bright green, I guess I think of like neon green, but it's like a nice green color. And then there's 2 of those, and then there's 2 of these aspen. It's kind of like an aqua teal, like sort of like that. It's like, that's the perfect way to describe that. Kind of like a teal blue, but like it's sort of an aqua shade of it. It's really pretty. And then these, I love these. I couldn't believe, like when I was sorting it out, I couldn't believe that I found 2 of these too, or there were 2, because I thought it was just 1. So this is deep teal, and I'm gonna make myself something functional with this. That I'm gonna or maybe not even too functional, because I don't want anything to happen to it, because this is gorgeous. This deep teal color. God, I love this. This is where all these were 99 cents a piece. So I got those, and this. Oh my God, white. So this, I love this cotton spark. In the color white, and I can't believe it, how it has that kind of metallic strand in it, where it's sort of, the metallic, where there's some kind of metallic things where it's like it goes from shades of green and between shades of green and pink, like that kind of metallicness on things. It reminds me of that kind of thing, that strand of the metallic in this. It's that kind of pink green metallic. there's that. And then this one is called Glowing. It's just like an orange color. It is like a really bright orange, so I guess it does kind of look like it's glowing. I like the, you know, the sunset kind of thing, or, you know, sunrise. It's like a sunrise orange. And then this one is like a print. I love this cotton print, and color Woods. And the color, the base of this is like a brownish ivory color, and it has speckles of like brown and greens and stuff. It's really cool, really interesting mix of colors. And then there's these two cotton cakes, and I went ahead and got these. They had two that they were the same color, but I went ahead and got these two because I am sort of building up my cotton stash now, because I thought I've never worked with this Yarn Bee Sugar Wheel cotton. And so I thought, you know, it feels better than this yarn. So I thought, if this cotton is good to work with, then maybe this is too. So I went ahead and got these two. I do have a couple other cakes of this. So I'm sort of excited about, like, you know, making stuff with cotton. It's weird. I never thought I'd, you know, be excited about, oh my God, I got more cotton. It's just ridiculous. I don't know, but I found a cotton that I can actually use, and it actually working out real nice. So I'm just excited about it. So they're both Yarn Bee Sugar Wheel cotton in the color Honey. It's Homemade. And so they're this one has like a purple in the middle of it. The purple in the middle of this is on the outside of this. There are shades of gray, like a sort of a silvery mix, and a darker gray, and then like a lilac purple on the outside of it. Really a pretty purple color. And in this skein, it's like in the middle, so just wound differently. It's a little messed up, or whatever. I'll fix it when I use it for something. And just because it's like cotton doesn't mean it has to be something functional. I can use it for something like really cool, you know, some kind of you know, hat, or, you know, some kind of people make what are those bandanas? I look like a freaking idiot in a bandana. I would look like a, you know what I was about to say, idiot, in a bandana. I used to wear those when I was you know, going through my phase where I was like some cool teenager, with my, you know, jinkos and my skates, you know, on my hip or whatever, and my bandanas and stuff. Like a freaking idiot. But whatever. Maybe I'll make myself a bandana to cover up this freaking bald spot in the back of my head. So anyway. They had two skeins of this Baby Bee Soft and Snuggly, like the sort of chenille, like the thin chenille yarn, and they're both called Splish Splash. I can say like Professor Lick and have really Passibeck and all that stuff, but I can't say like Splish Splash. It just sounds it's difficult for me to say. Splish Splash. And so it's the main color in this is kind of like a purplish color, and then there's like some like light blue and like a really pretty mix of like almost pastel kind of colors, but like a very light version of those colors, you know, blues and purples and stuff. Really gorgeous. This would make a pretty scrunchy. It would take longer than like with a thick yarn, but it would make a really pretty scrunchy, or multiple scrunchies. Two of those, and then this Baby Bee Stork Struck. In the color Naked, and what is, like, I think this is a medium 4, but like the what is this made out of? It's 50% lyocell, lyocell. What the hell is that? And then 50, or I don't mean like, oh, what the hell is that? No, 50% lyocell and 50% acrylic. I don't know what lyocell is. So these were $1.24. Oh, these were $1.32. These Soft and Snuggly. So $1.24 for these. So I don't know what lyocell is. I have to look that up. But that little tiny, I think, and they're obviously like for something for a baby or whatever. I'm just assuming maybe like it's some kind of yarn that you can use it where. Like if a baby is allergic to cotton, or like, I don't know, maybe it has something to do with that. Maybe it's just like a material that they use. It's kind of like an ivory color. Although this one, what are the dial out numbers on these? Because I feel like they're different. Yeah, they're different. Because this one feels a little bit browner than this one, but it's very subtle, the difference between these two. So it's kind of like an ivory color. And then two of the skeins of the Yarn Bee Yarn ID, and both of them are the color Oat, or Oats. And so it's kind of like a tan color, kind of like a brownish tan color. And I think this is 100%, no, 100%, I mean, 80% acrylic, and 20% polyamide. I need to look that up, but every time that a word comes up in the yarn, it feels like it's for something with like hair on it or something. So that must be why this is like so like extra soft or something. But whatever polyamide, I need to look up lyocell and polyamide, whatever those are. So two of those, $1.49, $1.49 for these. Because they were regular price $5.99. So it's obviously something extra special if they're not, you know, $5. So I don't know. And this one, like, this is another reason why it feels like this yarn didn't come from my store, because like they never did it like this. There have been a couple times I've seen yarn where they just put like a they relabel it because the label came off with like a piece of paper, but they at least write like, oh, the name brand and this is the colorway, whatever, and then they put the price. But like this is just like a piece of white paper and it has the price on it, like $8.99, the regular price, and then the discounted price was $2.24. But I recognize this yarn because I gotten it from the big markdown. Not this color, but one that kind of matches it. It's this Yarn Bee Effortless Super Bulky. The color that I got from the big markdown was Watercolor Whimsy. It's kind of like this. But so this isn't the same color, because these are like sort of browns and tan colors mixed together. So whatever colorway this is, I didn't look it up. I don't care. But they sort of matched, and so I have another skein of this now. I think I have two of these that I got from that big markdown. But that's what that is, obviously, because it looks exactly the same. But I don't know what colorway it is. So they only had one of those. But my store just doesn't do it that way. So I just feel like this had to have come from like some kind of warehouse or some other store. I mean, did a Hobby Lobby somewhere close? Or like, I mean, the warehouse push thing kind of makes sense. But like, did a Hobby Lobby close somewhere? Or, I have no idea. I don't keep track of all that stuff. Maybe that's what it is. Maybe it's some Hobby Lobby within like, you know, 100 miles or 200 miles or whatever closed, and they just sent all their yarn to my store. I have no freaking idea. And I don't have the confidence to go up to the employees and say, hey, remember me? I'm the guy that, you know, comes in here and like buys, you know, hundreds of skeins of yarn or whatever from you. I just want to know, like, where the hell did you get it from? Like, I'm not going to do that. And then they had one skein of this Yarn Bee Breathe Deep Super Bulky, and it's the color Stone Blue. A really pretty like grayish blue color. And again, this it's weird how heavy this skein is. I mean, I know that, like, on the back it says like a super bulky. I know that they say it's super bulky and that they recommend a 9mm crochet hook. But they have to just be going by the actual weight of it. But like when I think of a weight of yarn, I think of like the thickness of it. But I guess like the weight of it is not the thickness, it's like how heavy it is. Because I cannot see using a 9mm crochet hook with this. It just feels like the hook would be way too big to use with that. I mean, I just feel like I don't know enough about like crochet to know like where they come up with like the weights and stuff, but it has to be from like how heavy the yarn is. See, this is a 9mm crochet hook. Like, this is gigantic. Like, you're really supposed to use this to work up this yarn? I don't know. I guess if I make something with it, I have that one skein that I got from the big markdown, and now this one, and I think it'll kind of match too. It's like a dark gray, and so it'll match and make something kind of cool. And like it feels like I don't know what kind of what is it called? 100% polyester. It's like thick. It's almost like cord. I mean, not like in a rough way. This is like really soft and squishy. But like it's so woven. I can't even tell how it's woven. It almost feels like a material instead of like a yarn. It's really interesting and really cool. But it just feels like it's not going to split at all. Like, it's not like because it's like almost like a cord or something. I don't know. It's not like a regular kind of yarn. So it's really interesting. So I'm glad I got that. This is $2.99. I'm like looking at it. It's like 6 like looking at it upside down. It's $2.99. The regular price for this $11.99 for this stuff. Thank God I'm not into this and like buy it a regular price. I would never buy it. I would think, oh, I don't like it. I would tell myself every single time I wanted to use it that I wouldn't be able to afford it. Or I could probably afford it before I bought all this, but I wouldn't have like wanted to spend the money on it. I had to dip into my savings to get all this yarn, but I just felt like it was worth it because it's, you know, the hell of a deal, and you know, it's going to set me up for like the rest of my life. Make all kinds of pretty things, and bought myself some Happy, or where was that from? Now I also have like I don't just have like TV and movie references and know where they came from. Sometimes I pick up on things and have TV and movie references, but I can't remember where they came from. Bought myself some Happy, or like bought some Happy, or where was that from? Maybe somebody in the comments who's as obsessed with TV as I am will know. I have no idea. And then this bag has they had some sparkle yarn. Of course, I got all these. There's only 3 of these. I love this yarn, metallic, and these were all $1.24. And this is the color Blush Sparkle. It's kind of like a peach color. And again, the strand in this is that same kind of the metallic, where it's sort of like, you know, green and pink kind of metallic, and so really like a really subtle kind of metallic strand in that. That's really pretty. And then I love this yarn, metallic, and this is called Royalty, like a royal blue, like a sort of a deeper, darker royal blue. Like when I think of royal blue, I think of the color that my mom's blanket that I need to finish is going to be. It's got kind of like that. This is sort of like a darker royal blue than I'm used to thinking of, like as a royal blue. And the metallic strand in this is a silver. And the reason why I didn't have this in my stash, because I love glittery, you know, sparkly yarns or whatever. I don't have a lot of their I love this yarn sparkle or metallic or whatever, because I prefer the yarn that has where the metallic strand matches the yarn. And so all of their metallic yarns, except for something like this, all the metallic strands are silver, and it's gorgeous. It's really pretty and stuff. But like I love the yarn when the metallic strand matches it. Like the Red Heart Super Saver metallic, like the red that I used for my ridiculous deal magnet thing, my magnet. Like the metallic strand in this is red too. So it's not just like the yarn is red, the metallic strand is red. Or like the silver from, okay, that's a bad example, but like the silver, or like the silver strand. But I've gotten some metallic yarns where the strand is or like a pink, or like the blue, and so like I love when the metallic strand matches the yarn. So I just don't have a lot of these, which is weird because I love metallic yarn. And then this one, I can't believe I got this. I love this yarn, metallic, and it's the color Peacock. It's the one that I use that I mix with the other yarn. I think the Crafter's Secret, the gorgeous yarn. I mix with this to make my glow throw, my throw blanket with my EG stitch. That almost sort of has this weird optical illusion where it almost seems like it's glowing. I can't believe I got this. $1.24 for that, because I will definitely use that. I have a ball of that the yarn I mixed with it and left, and so now I have another skein of that. Although I think I have another skein behind where you can't even see it. I think I have another skein of that behind my yarn anyway. But I got another one. And then this bag, I only got a couple of these. They're 1, 2, 3, 5 of these. Because I have so much of this like yarn be cozy occasion for my niece or whatever, so I only got like 3 or 5 of these or whatever. But this is the color magenta, like a really pretty, like a magenta color. Not like that obnoxious kind of magenta shade, but like a really nice, like a good color magenta. This one actually, like, these are all $1.24, and then this one is a soft pink. Same, all these are the same brand, soft pink. This is like a really light pink. Like I almost thought this was white or like an ivory color in the store, but it is like a light pink, but a very, very light pink. Kind of like that one that was from a different dial that I was looking at in that other bag. Kind of like that. It's sort of like a tannish pink, like you know, almost like an ivory more than a pink, but it is a soft pink. Maybe the dial-lot, maybe this was clearance because of the dial-lot or something. And then this one is, I got the pink because I thought like these 3 shades of pink was because I thought you know, it can add, like, because you know she wants to make a blanket for her. My niece wants to make a blanket for her little cousin. Wants to make it for her little cousin that loves, you know, pink and white or whatever, and so I wanted to give her like options of like, you know, little accents or whatever, like, you know, like if she wants to, you know, add some different colors on the border or whatever, make it kind of fun. And so like they had these three kind of shades of pink that I don't think I have for her on her wall, and so she can kind of like use these if she wants, or you know, she can use it for something else. So I only got, you know, these magenta or whatever, and then this one is called Mulberry It Over. Mulberry It Over. Makes me think of Frasier. You know, remember that there was that episode of Frasier where Roz was talking about one of her relatives that, you know, made everything about cheese, and then Frasier said something like, "Oh, I can't bear it," or like what, like all those puns and stuff that the relative would say it with cheese. It feels like that, like a pun. Like instead of mull it over, like mulberry it over. So it's sort of like a purplish kind of pink. It's sort of like a brownish pink. Like that brownish purple kind of thing. Like if you mix that with like a pink color, kind of like that. That's what it sort of reminds me of. Now, this one was actually $1.37. So that was because this is, I don't know why this was $1.37. These all say $4.99 regular price. This says $5.49 regular price. This must have been one, I mean, after they raised the price or something. I don't know. So I was at $1.37 for that. And then these other two are just like the Yarn Be Cozy Occasion in black. So I did get both of the black because I thought, you know, you can always use black. And so two of those, $1.24, just a basic black. So, you know, I just got like a couple of these because, you know, it's like there's so much of this, and these are just obnoxiously big. And I know I want to make a rug for my niece with that really thick yarn, but like, you know, this kind of yarn is for her, but she has so much of this already. But anyway, and then this bag is, oh, they had a bunch of this, and so I did get practically all these. I think I did get all these because these are just like gorgeous and software, but yet like I don't know any kind of like babies, or I don't, like, all my friends are, you know, old. Why am I getting ready to cut? All of my friends are like, you know, in their, you know, 40s or whatever, and so they're not like having kids and popping out babies and stuff, and or maybe it'll get to the point where their babies will, you know, start having babies, and I can like make things for them to like give their grandkids or something. But like, yeah, it's weird that like, and yeah, I can make stuff for my friends or whatever, but like this yarn like this that feels like it's gonna be perfect for like a baby blanket or whatever. Of course I can make them and like, you know, sell them or whatever, but I don't have any people like in my life that are like pregnant, or I have people that have like, you know, teenage kids. Like my friend from high school, like her kid is already in college, like, you know what I'm saying? So maybe he'll pop out a kid or something, and then I can you know, make something to give her that she can give him as a present for the baby shower that him and his wife or whatever are gonna have. You know what I'm saying? But I don't have like a lot of friends that are having babies or whatever, and they're either like my niece, she's 10 or whatever, and then she has like her relative, her little cousin or whatever is like younger than her, and like there's not really anybody on my side that's like, you know, my age or I mean younger that are having kids or whatever, and so I have a lot of like yarn that's perfect for baby blankets, and I can make some baby blankets, but like I don't have any that I can like, you know, give them to. So I guess I'm gonna have to like just make like some grandbaby blankets. That's what I'm gonna have to do. And so, but it's really gorgeous yarn. So Baby Bee Sweet Delight. They're all kind of different versions or different lines. So it's like, I think they're all like Baby Bee Sweet Delight, but you know, some of them are like the Prince, or there's one that's called Wrap, and it's all these kind of like, you know, soft squishy yarns. And I think these are like a 3. Yeah, light 3. So but I've used some of that light 3 in like a little swatch, and it's actually easier than I thought it would be to make something with it. I thought it would be like a nightmare to work with thin yarn, but it's not. It's really nice, and it's easy. So I think most of these were $1.49 a piece, and they're just, God, they're so gorgeous. I just had to get them. And so and I'll find I need to befriend some people to, so that some people that are in their 20s and 30s, so that I can make some baby blankets for the babies that they're going to have, or I will just have to start making some grandbaby blankets, or if I get any older, some great grandbaby blankets. Anyway, so this is the Sweet Delight prints and called Bubble Gum, and the main color of this is like a very, very light pink, and then it has like some little streaks of pink in it, like some darker pink, really pretty color. And then this one is called, it's a Sweet Delight flannel, and this one, or the color flannel, it's kind of like a grayish color. I don't know why it's called flannel. It's just sort of like a basic gray color. And again, I may have multiples of these too. Like, see, there's another one, Baby Bee Sweet Delight flannel. And this is a Sweet Delight, just a regular Sweet Delight, green light, like a sage color, like a light sage color, kind of like that that other yarn that was like a really light green. And then this one, God, this is really soft. Holy crap! This is a Baby Sage. This is like softer than any of them that I felt. So it's like a baby sage color, or baby sage. That's what the name of it. But it's like a darker sage color. So like this is like the lighter one, and this is like. This work well together, wouldn't it? Wouldn't it? And then like mixing in with this too. Like, of course it wouldn't be. It would be a weird baby blanket to have like these neutral earth tone colors, because usually you make like pink and blue, or the way society changes and stuff. I guess it wouldn't be like that weird to like make a baby blanket that is more like earth tone kind of colors. Of course, I have enough of this where I could make a really soft blanket. It doesn't have to be for a baby. It could just be for somebody. It doesn't have to just because it's thin yarn doesn't mean it has to be for a baby blanket. But like these would go really well together. But anyway, so those are those green. And then this one is called, since I picked it up, it's called the Sweet Delight prints. It's called Top of the World. And I think I have like 2 of these. Oh no, holy crap, that's like I feel like the same yarn. It does not. See, sometimes, like I've said, some of their yarn is so close in color, which is cool if you want to, like, you pair them with other yarns. But it's also like it makes it where it's hard to distinguish which one's which. Like these right here, it looks like it's all the same colorway in a way, but it's not. Like, okay, this one is called Top of the World. I do have 2 of those. It's like it has some brown and then like some really light shades of blue and green, and then the base of it is kind of like an ivory color. But like this is sort of that same sort of thing, except the blue in this is darker, and the brown, there's a little bit more brown in it, and I don't see any green. There's some green. The green is a little bit darker in it too, but so it's sort of like this, except it's a little bit darker. This is called Jumping Juniper. So, but like, see what I'm saying? How like almost indistinguishable these are. I mean, it's cool if you want to like match them with each other, but I don't know. I need to keep that straight if I do figure out like, well, the perfect thing. I know I have 3 skeins of that, and then I think, oh crap, I only have like 2 because this one's a little bit different. I don't know. I need to keep track of that. And then this is a Sweet Delight flannel marled, and I feel like I made that mistake in one of my videos a long time ago. Well, I thought it said marbled, but because it does have like a sort of a streakiness to it. It's not just like one solid color. It sort of looks like a grayish ivory from far away, but it has like a streakiness to it, which you probably can't even see on this ridiculous crappy camera. But it's kind of like that, like a gray color with like some different shades in it, but in sort of the streaky way, really subtle streaky way. So there's that. And is this the same thing? Yeah, another flannel marled. So I got 2 of those. And then this one is Sweet Delight wrap. And the color Softly. This is really pretty. So it has like the white base or whatever, and then it has like some little streaks of blue, and then it has some really subtle streaks of like yellow and sort of like a peachy orange, and just really like an interesting color. Just really pretty yarns and really soft yarns and stuff. Like, what could I make with this that's not a baby blanket? Because I don't know. I don't know. I couldn't, like, off the top of my head, I couldn't think of one person that's going to have a baby, or that I can foresee getting pregnant and having a baby. because you know they're already like in menopause at this point. Like what? Because I'm getting so freaking old. That's all I know is like people my age or older. So I have no idea. So Baby Bee Sweet Delight in this color gingerbread. Although the color of this, it's more of like a lighter, like when you think of gingerbread, you think of like that dark brown, like the gingerbread houses kind of brown. This is like a lighter brown, so it's like a not like a tan, but sort of like the mixture of like a tan and like a dark brown. So yeah, it's called gingerbread, but it just feels like it's lighter than that. Maybe because it's like a baby yarn. I don't know. And then this is called Sweet Delight Plum Pudding. It's that same purple, except this is like the thinner version of that that chunky that I got. So you know, plum pudding if you're from the South, and so it's that same kind of like purple color, like a sort of a lighter lavender, or like a darker lavender, but it's like a light purple. And then oh, this is kind of metallic too. This is stupid. I'm the one that bought this yarn. I'm like, oh my god, like I'm shocked. I'm the one that bought the damn yarn. The first, this is Baby Bee Sweet Delight, and the line is called Pomp, like P-O-M-P, and the color is Pinkaboo. They use that a lot in some of their yarns. How many different kinds of yarn are called Pinkaboo? But whatever, it's like pink, and like a light pink. But like it has that same kind of strand that I've talked about in some of my mom's old yarn. It has like a metallic strand, but it's almost like a matte finished version of like a metallic strand. It's sort of like it has that shininess, but it's not like full on metallic, like reflective metallic. It's kind of like a real subtle kind of matte metallic. It's really interesting, and it's really soft too. Maybe like they probably didn't want to use like a metallic strand, and I bet that yarn that used to be my mom's was like a baby yarn, because they don't want to use that like really metallic strand in that yarn if you're going to make something for a baby, because it would probably the texture. That must be why this yarn is so soft. It would probably be like really rough on the little kid's sensitive skin or whatever if you used like a metallic strand in it. Whatever. And then this is Baby Bee Sweet Delight Teal 2, like teal, comma T-O-O, with an exclamation point. Do they have like a regular teal? They didn't give me one. What the hell? No, like teal 2. Like this is teal 2. I don't know why it's called that, but it's kind of like a grayish teal color. It's not like a vibrant teal, but it's really nice and soft and stuff. And then this one is called, it's the Sweet Delight Wrap, like W-R-A-P. It has pictures on it. I should have looked at the pictures. Like an idiot. They're all like little kids holding blankets and stuff, or like little baby blanket ideas and stuff. So I guess it is for like little baby blankets and stuff. Or like this has like a little sweater, like a little kid in a sweater or whatever. I guess you can make like little wearables for a kid too with this stuff, and like little sweaters and things like that. I don't know. And, yeah, most of them are like little wearables and blankets. So but this is called Sunny, and it has like white, or no, it's not white. It's like a really light yellow, and then it has like these streaks of like this really vibrant yellow in it. It's a really pretty like sunny yellow streaks in it. And then this one is the Sweet Delight Soft Licorice. I feel like I've gotten this in one of the dial-out clearance sales, or whatever, or maybe the beginning of this. I have no idea. And so, and like again, like yeah, there's some duplicates in here, but like it sort of feels like a Hobby Lobby store closed. And I mean, the whole warehouse thing kind of makes sense, but like I'm sort of making this up in my head because I don't really know the story. It sort of feels like a Hobby Lobby closed, and I got like one of every single kind of yarn. Like how could I have gotten this much yarn? And I mean, there's some that I didn't get or whatever, but I'm just saying, how could I have gotten like this much yarn and like there's barely any duplicates? I mean, it's just weird. Like they just like cleared off the shelves, like Suzanne and Charlene on Designing Women, clearing off that record store. They just cleared it off, and then like they sent it to my store or whatever. It feels weird that like how many different ones there are, and like and also when all this stuff started, a couple weeks ago, and when I was getting those hauls of yarn in the remnant section every couple days. even those were like different from the next one, and then the next one was like more new yarn, and then the next one was more new. It just sort of feels like I might have like one of every single color in a freaking Hobby Lobby store. I don't know, but this one I feel like I already got. But sweet, or this is called soft licorice, so it's like a black color. I'm not crazy about licorice. That's just a random thing. The black licorice, God, I don't like it. And this is the Sweet Delight Toy Elephant. It's like a gray color. Again, another one that I've never gotten before. So it's just weird. And it sort of feels like, you know, I've already started to, you know, buy out the stock of the store that closed, or wherever. I'm picking this up in my head. I've already, you know, bought out all the other ones. You know, so it felt like I you know, owe it to myself to like get the rest of that store, or whatever. I didn't buy like all of it, but I probably should have. But I didn't want to look like an even bigger prick. You know, I already look like a prick. You know, clearing out. I felt bad about clearing out the ring spun, but at the same time, still to this day. To this day, is I feel like some old person. To this day, no. I went over there like just yesterday, and the yarn is still the same. Like exactly the same, and all the spaces, you know, that were there or are already there. There's no new yarn. Everything's the same. So I don't know. It just felt like, you know, nobody was going to buy that yarn, and so that's why I bought it all the ring spun. And I don't feel bad about it, because like they didn't even bother to put the stickers out. They didn't care, or that the store just didn't care enough to send the employees the stickers, or I don't know. It's just weird. But this the label must have come off. They put a piece of tape on it. So anyway, it doesn't look like it needs pulled out. That's just a great color. And then this one, I know I've gotten one of these because I talked about how gorgeous this was. The Baby Bee Sweet Delight prints called Sprinkles. It has like purple and pink and green and yellow and blue and just like all the primary colors. This is a gorgeous, beautiful yarn. 19 minutes. And then all that's left are the medium 4 acrylics, and it's a lot, and it's gonna make me look like a prick, but you know, these are my favorite. These are just a solid. These are my favorite yarns, and if I was gonna, you know, find the deal of a lifetime, like literally probably, the deal of a lifetime, I couldn't pass up all this, you know, especially the price that it was and all that. And I do have a lot of solids, but like not compared to all the variegated colors. Like I really do need a lot of solids, and so it's too. And I'm not the only one that's going to be using this or whatever, and so it was too big of a deal to pass up. So I mean, I feel like I'll leave the yarn that I don't like, but like this is like the holy grail of like the best yarn deal I've ever gotten, and I hate to be like a prick or whatever, but like you have no idea. I'm going to I appreciate this so much. I'm going to use this yarn and make all kinds of wonderful things, and not just to for myself and for my family, but like. I had to get it. I mean, would you rather this yarn have gone to, you know, me, who was going to appreciate it as yarn and like turn it into wonderful, beautiful things, or would you rather have left it in the store and, you know, had some? Yeah, it could have, like somebody else could have gone in there and bought it and thought, oh my God, it's like my lucky day. I found some, you know, wonderful yarn that I can use to make beautiful things. But like at the same time, it could have like sat in there and like some prick come along and like, you know, or not prick, but you know what I'm saying, like somebody come along and like think, oh good, I can put these on eBay, and then you'd have to buy these on eBay for, you know, $20 a piece. You know what I'm saying? I know that they're just trying to make a living, but you know what I'm saying. So would you rather this yarn go to someone like me, or, you know, just, or potentially end up on eBay? So I couldn't resist. And this is the bag with the variegated. It's like, you know, a typical haul size for me. So most of the solids are in this, or most of what's in this big bag is just the solids. So I'll just go through these kind of quickly because it's just like the solid colors. So they're all like, I love this yarn. Common damn it. I had to like throw that in, but you know, it's hard to say that now because of like the deal that I just sort of fell into my lap, but whatever. And so then they were all $1.24, because, you know, the regular price $4.99. So this one, and again, there's probably duplicates in here, so I may have to say the same color twice. So this is orange, and this is like the most neon looking orange. Like, I mean, I know this is orange, but it's almost like, it's so bright and neon, it's almost like a red orange. But I noticed that like on Premier's website, their selection is it's the same kind of thing. Like they think of orange as like, you know, it's like red orange or something. But like to me, orange is kind of like, well, this is sort of a dull orange, but like orange is kind of like this kind of color to me, or like a. This is like just obnoxiously bright. It's not even a neon. I know they have I Love This Yarn neon, but in a couple colors. But like this is like almost neon. It's so orange. So there's that color, and this is like the same color. What are these? Desert Glaze. It's kind of like a dullish orange, or not dull, but like oh, this one feels a little bit different. Must be dye a lot. Feels extra soft. Or they both feel kind of soft. Desert Glaze. It's kind of like a more muted orange, kind of like a brownish orange. And there's this one. This one's called Mango. And although like for mango, I think of like the flesh of a mango is, or maybe they're going by like the. Or of course, the outside isn't this color either. Mango for me is like, you know, that I think of that yellow color on the inside of a mango. But this one's called Mango. It's sort of like a pinkish orange, like more orange than pink, but it's definitely not a mango color, not, like, at least not in my mind, because like even the outside of a mango is like a darker color. That's not the color of that, so I have no idea. And then these two look the same. What are these? Spa. I feel like I've gotten this color before, so I'm gonna have a lot of this color. This is a really gorgeous, like grayish greenish with like maybe a hint of blue, but it's really a pretty neutral color. I really like this. It would pair well with like a sage green. I mean, why am I'm usually like deep dark blacks or like really, you know, vibrant colors and stuff. I'm starting to like kind of like neutrals and earth tones and stuff, and it's just weird. I just never expected it from myself, but it's just because I've been exposed to so many different colors through all this, you know, this yarn adventure that I'm on. This is, the label's coming off it. The color Linen, so it's just like a let's see, I guess it's kind of like a brownish ivory color, and it's like a little thicker. It's thicker than some of these. See how much thicker? I'm sure it's the same amount. Must just be like a better dye, a lot more significant weight yarn. But it's the same number of same yards and meters and grams and stuff. So I don't know. But like a brownish ivory color, and then this is a skein of black, and I know there's another black in there. Yeah, 2 blacks. I can always use the black yarn. That wasn't hard to, you know, grab them all. And then turquoise. This is gorgeous. Like it feels like years. When I go into Hobby Lobby and like look at yarn, I always looked at the variegated colors. So it's stupid for me to like be shocked that, oh, look at this solid color, look how pretty it is. Because like, but I just would always glaze over those solid colors because I was looking at the beautiful variegated colors. And so it's sort of like shocking to me that like how pretty all these solid colors are, because I never really like my whole my EG throw blanket, my EG stitch throw blanket that I made, like every single one of them is a variegated color. Like I love variegated yarns, and so it's weird to like be shocked that, you know, these solid colors are nice too. But it's like a really gorgeous turquoise color. It leans more towards like the blue turquoise than a green, but really pretty. And then a basic white. Can always use white. I think there's 2 of those. 2 whites. And then, this is another one of those. Yeah, Spa. Yeah, I have 3 of these. This is really, I love this color. God, this is gorgeous. 3 Spas. And what color is this? Glacier. This is like it's almost like a mixture of like a very light green with like an ice blue, like, you know, that kind of blue shade that not like a literal ice cube, but like, you know, that shade when people say like ice blue, it's kind of like that. It almost has like this bluish tint to it, but it's sort of like a mixture of a light green and like an ice blue. It's a really nice, like on camera it kind of just looks like almost like a gray or like a light green, but like in person it sort of reminds you of that kind of like greenish ice blue color. Really nice skein. And this one is called Soft Pink, so like just a soft like pink color. And then this one is called cream, like just a creamy color, like a very light yellow, like an ivory-ish yellow. And then this is yellow. This is probably yellow too. Yeah, 2 yellows, and I'll use that for the pencils, the bookmarks. And then this color, it looks like denim or something. Dark country blue, really nice, almost like a denim blue. Really pretty blue color, and or really manly blue color. Whatever. And then this is a soft blue, really soft, like literally soft, like a soft, like a light blue color. And then there's 2 of these. I think these are just lime or lime light. Yeah, I do have a lot of these lime light, like a neon green color. It's a really nice color. I do have a lot of these. And then this one, do I have 2 of these? Yeah. Dark olive. Although this feels, wow, this is like extra soft. This feels like Crafter's Secret kind of soft. This feels like the regular. I love this yarn, skein, but like this feels like they have to be different dye lots. But yeah, they are. This one skein right here, it's like a dark olive color, or literally. I mean, that's what it's called. But like, this feels like extra squishy. This really does feel like that Crafter's Secret, the acrylic. It's really nice. So that's. I wonder how like working with both of these at the same time is going to be. I don't know, because they do have different textures and stuff. This is extra soft. I don't know if I can mix those together or not. But because it's not the color, it's like the texture that's a little bit different. Are these the same? No, I don't think these are. This is Sun Gold, which is, I'll use that because I have the Sun Gold here with that 6-color bookmark that I'm doing. I would definitely use that Sun Gold. And then Latte. It's like a light brown color. Sort of like the color of like a latte, like sort of a light coffee. Like coffee with a little bit of cream in it. Or steam, or steamed milk, or however you do a latte. Whatever. And this one is called Light Peach. Yeah, it's a light peach color. Really nice. And then this one is Gray Beard. I think I have a lot of this Gray Beard. Just like a dark gray color. And then I'm just going to start rolling all over the place. This is another linen. So I do have 2 of these linen colors. And then this one is Orchid, a really light, a really nice light purple. I do like this, even though it leans a little towards pastels, but this is a really nice purple. And then this one is called Amethyst, like a sort of a darker purple, like how those would match with something. They're starting to fall. This is like what it's like when I'm trying to like set up a thumbnail, where I'll like stack up yarn or whatever, and then the weight of like the yarn starts like pushing it, and it starts like falling, and like it just start rolling off the sides of the table. It's a nightmare. But this is called Orange, or I got another orange. Like, see, I picked this up thinking, oh, this is probably red. See, like how like bright red, bright orange this is. It almost makes you feel like it's red from far away, but it's like a really, really bright orange, and it's not neon either. And this feels like that same kind of thing that the olive green, that same texture. This is called Fire Red. Is this one Fire Red too, or does it feel like it? No, it's just red. So this is like fire red, like a really bright red. But it's that same kind of like texture, that really soft and squishy kind of yarn. So it's like a really bright red. Like, see, when you compare them, I guess it looks orange, but like it just feels more red than orange. But whatever. And I only have 2 more left in this thing. And so like a red, so like a nice, regular red, and then. Or like, I should have compared it to the bright red. So like, see how the red is like a deeper, darker red. And then this one right here is falling. No, all these others are falling. And then this is just brown. It's like a nice brown color. So that's the solids. Let me put them back in this bag. I know, it's ridiculous. And what's cool is like I said, my mom is like the kind of crocheter that only focuses on one project. And I'm like the complete opposite. But like she was looking at these colors, and she was like, I mean, when she gets focused on a project, she doesn't like to think of like any other projects. But like she was looking at these yarns, and she was going, oh, wouldn't that make like a pretty blanket? I would love to like use those for like a blanket sometime. And, like, she's getting back into it so much that she's like already thinking of like her next project. Like the one that she's been working on for months. It's like that was just gonna be like this. That's the one thing that she wanted to do. That was the one project that she wanted to do, and she just never got around to it. And then when I got into crochet, and then I got a really good deal on some yarn, and of course, and so I got her the yarn for it. Then she started working on it and stuff, and now she's already thinking of like some other projects. I mean, it's just, I don't know. I love that, like how this whole yarn experience and crochet experience and stuff that I've gone through. It's like inspiring other people, and inspiring my mom to like, crochet more, and because she makes beautiful things, and I'll show off her crochet in another video in the future. But she's always made like beautiful blankets, and for her to even think of like making another blanket, I mean, I knew that she wanted to like finish this one blanket, but because she's wanted to do it for years, but like she wants to like make other things. I love that. Anyway, so, and these are all the variegated colors, and so it wasn't that hard to throw these all in my cart, whether it made me look like a prick or not. These are my favorite yarns. That's why I saved it for last. So yeah, get these because I feel like there's multiples of this one. Are these the same? They're all like, I love this yarn, and two of the Drizzle Me this, and so it's like a very light pink color, and then they have the little, it's like one of those speckled yarns, and it has like a little speckled like fuchsia pink and purple and yellow and some orange, and just like a gorgeous speckled yarn. So there's two of those, and then there's another speckled yarn. Is this that same thing? No, this is called Crushed Raspberry, and so it's the main yarn of this is like a sort of a almost a yellowish white color, like an ivoryish color, but almost like a yellow tint. And then the speckle in it is like that fuchsia pink, and then some gray. So it's kind of that kind of color. And then this one is, I think it's dappled wheat. I've gotten this before. Yeah, dappled wheat. And it has like shades of green and like a hint of blue in it. But the main color of this is green. It's kind of, I love this yarn print. Some of these are I love this yarn. Some of these are I love this yarn print, or whatever. And so this feels like a stone wash kind of looking yarn. It has like mainly shades of green, but then it also has like a little hint of blue every once in a while in it. And then this one is called Green Camo Stripe. And like the kind of camouflage colors that you would think of, like some browns and tans and greens and stuff, like a camouflage. And then a couple areas where it's a little bit speckled, but for the most part, it's just like like the camouflage kind of colors. And I've never bought that before. And then this one, I know I bought this before. I made one of the adorable ugly dolls that are in my kitchen. I think I made the little preemies scarf out of this. The amber honey, and so it has like yellows and a little bit of green and some different shades of blue and teal, and just like it's a gorgeous color. This is a really nice variegated color. And then this one is light, really light. A lot of their yarns that are like this are like, they almost feel like they're a little too thin or something, or like thinner than, no, they're not too thin, but like they feel like they're thinner than like the regular medium force, even though they are, my accent coming out, are they the same like amount? Oh, they're not even, okay, that's why they feel so light and thin or something. It's because the skeins are smaller. Yeah, most of the skeins are 252 yards, but like these that are like this are only 196 yards. Okay, so that, Well, that makes sense. No wonder it feels lighter. It's smaller, less amount. It's so stupid. That's why I need to pay attention to the specs a little bit more, because, you know, I'm thinking that there's like something wrong with this yarn, or that, you know, for some reason it's like it's thinner or something. No, it's the skein itself is thinner because it doesn't have enough, or it doesn't have as much yardage in it. Idiot. Anyway, 19 minutes. But I don't know why it doesn't have as much yardage, unless it's like, it looks like those ombre yarns. Like the picture, it sort of has that, you know, fading effect. Maybe that's why. It just says I love this yarn, so maybe because it's one of those like a special kind of yarn that has that ombre effect. Maybe that's why it's you get less yardage or whatever for the same price. I have no idea, but this is called pastels. Which, you know, I guess it's pastel, but it's a kind of a nice pastel. It has like some pink and blue and some purple and all that, like and there's 2 of them. They just seem so much thinner, but they literally are. But just really pretty colors. And I've never worked with the ombre yarns where it does that. And what I'm worried about with these kind of yarns, using them, is like, what if I'm like in the middle of like where it's, you know, changing to a blue, and then I start another skein and it jumps back to like where the pink is, or it's gonna like sort of ruin the ombre effect, won't it? Unless you like did one skein of this and then you used another ombre that was in like different shades, and then you went back to this or something. I'm like when I made my niece's throw blanket, or it's supposed to be a throw blanket, but her blanket that I need to add to the sides of, and I used that the polo stripe, this yarn right here. I actually took the time to try to find the point where, that's why I ended up with like a bunch of balls of that yarn, because when I would start another skein, I would try to find where I was at in the color sequence, so that it would match like the stripes or whatever. But like with these ombre yarns, there's not, it's like, it just fades into like all, it's gorgeous how it does that, but like I'm afraid to use it where it's gonna look like, oh, it's like fading, and then all of a sudden there's like this, you know, harsh change of color, and then it's like it starts fading again, but then there's another harsh change, color change. So I don't know how to use this yarn without, you know, with my OCD just like staring at it thinking I should have, like, you know, pulled another, you know, 40 yards out to find the next color so it would blended better. I don't know. And then this one is called, it's a little messed up. This one's called Sunset, and like pretty shades. It's like sort of like a stone wash. So it's a print, a stone wash, and it has like greens and blues and purples and oranges and just a really nice variegated yarn. And then this one is suede shoes, and it has like a white. And then there's some gray in it, but some of the gray is like sort of streaky, like speckled in a way, or like consistently speckled. And then there are some speckles in this, like some gray speckles, and then like a hint of like a mustard yellowish brown in it, just a very subtle bit of that in it. But most of it is like a whites and grays and stuff. But there's a little bit of a color, a streak of color in it. And then this one is called Naturals Stripe. This is really good. I mean, this is like the earth tones kind of thing, but it has grays and like different shades of gray, and there's like some speckle in it. That's kind of, it's weird. Like this streak. I mean, this piece of yarn, like right here. That's really cool how that black is speckled right there. I wish that the whole thing was like that. Because I love when they mix colors and has like black in it. I wish like they had made a yarn that where the speckle where the main color was like like it's sort of a neutral color, or like a red, or any kind of color, and then the speckle in it was black. That would be really cool. Like sort of like this kind of thing, except a little bit more more like that. I wish I could find a yarn that was like that. I don't know if you can even see what I'm saying, but this like right here. That's really cool. But it has like different shades of browns and grays and white or whatever. And some of the brownish areas look like a hint of green too in it. So it's kind of like that. And then this one is called Sugar Plum Stripe, And this reminds me of that the yarn that I use for my mom's bed jacket. Why do I keep saying bed jacket? The bed jacket. The bad jacket, the bad jacket, the Premier Bloom Chunky Big. You know, I think all of those colorways are based on flowers, and or this might be too. Sugar plum. I've heard of sugar plum, but only for that Christmas story that I've never seen before. The Nutcracker or whatever, like sugar plum fairies. Or sugar plum, is that a type of flower? I have no idea. Maybe it is, because it would make sense. But this kind of reminds me of like the medium 4 acrylic version of that, like Premier Bloom Chunky Big, because like it has the blues and purples and stuff, sort of, and pinks that remind you of like the color of flowers, and then with like the green mixed in. There's some white in here too, but like with the green mixed in, it almost reminds you of like the leaves and the stem. So it sort of reminds you of like a flower. If a sugar plum is a flower, I don't know, more of like a pastel kind of mix of colors. It's kind of nice, but it reminds me of that Premier Bloom Chunky Big. I don't know why I keep saying it like that. You know, Premier Bloom Chunky Big. I'm sure it's just like Premier Bloom Chunky or what, but it does say Premier Bloom Chunky Big. So I don't know, but the way I say it is kind of like, you know, sort of mocking it in a way, but I don't mean to. This is how I say it. I think it sounds funny. I love this yarn print, and then this is the color Plums, and I don't know if I've ever seen this before in my store. I mean, they may have it, but like I feel like, why haven't I bought this before? There are some shades on Hobby Lobby's website that never made it into my store. Maybe this is one of them, or until now. But I mean, this gorgeous mix of like different shades of purple and then some different shades of blue, and just a really pretty mix. And I love how it's the shades of blue and purple, but it's also like sort of a dark version of like I've seen some yarns with like, you know, purples and blues and stuff that's like really, you know, bright and stuff, but this is like sort of a deep, you know, like deep colors. I love when they take really vibrant colors and stuff, and then it's like the deeper shades. I love that. And then let's see, these are, I love this yarn Tweed, and I think there's a couple of these. One of them's messed up. Yeah, they're all called Gray Confetti. Oh, you can tell they're like different dye lots, because they're different shades of gray. They're kind of like messed up, but they're all shades of gray, and see, like this one's like darker than this one. It's just like the dye lot's different. But this Tweed in it, and this one's even lighter. The Tweed in it is like different. The speckles in it, there's like, you know, some orange and green and some white and kind of like those colors. A couple flecks that have black, or there's a couple blue in there too. It's just like one of those Tweed yarns, but it's like a gray color. So that's really cool. I am starting to like the Tweed. I mean, I haven't worked up a lot of the Tweed yarns, but then the more I see people use it in videos and stuff, I'm just thinking it works up really pretty too. I always thought that it just kind of looked like yarn that had a bunch of fuzz on it. You know, my ignorant ass. It just like it has fuzz in it, but it's really cool how it works up. I'm kind of liking how it works up. The more I see it, and it must be like more people are using it, and oh, I forgot to show this. When I got all that thick yarn or whatever, for the rug for my niece, and you know, I'll give her some too. I had to go back into Hobby Lobby, and they probably saw me. It was literally the next day, because I realized I didn't have the kind of crochet hook to. Look at the counter. I realized I didn't have the crochet hook to use for that yarn, and so I went in literally the next day, and they probably thought, oh my god, it was the same. It was different people, thankfully. They probably thought, oh my god, he was just in here and he bought like 209 skeins of yarn, and now he's back again. What is he, like, looking for more? And greedy, gluttonous ass. No, I needed a crochet hook, a 25 millimeter, and so the highest in my bag over here is a 15, and my niece has that, like, you know, ridiculous 30 millimeter over there, but like I wanted to get a 25 millimeter because that's what it suggests, and so I got like one of those. This was only $2.79. It's like one of those plastic ones or whatever, but I'll use that for my niece's rug, and anything else I use with that yarn, unless she wants the rest of it. But I feel like I want to make her a rug for her playroom and one for one she can take home. I don't know, but I did get that. And then these are the same. Yeah, I love this yarn print, and this is called Fruit Salad. Is this fruit salad too? Yeah. Like the base of it is like a creamy white, and then the speckles in this are really cool. It's like vibrant, like blues and yellows and pink and like really cool. That's a cool name for that. I make fun of these ridiculous colorway names, but like fruit salad is kind of cool. I kind of like that. It kind of has a word fruit in it. I love this yarn Stonewash, and this is really cool. I love the Stonewash looking yarns too. This is called Berry. It's like a sort of a pinkish purple, but like a sort of like the raspberry kind of pink. That's probably why it's called Berry. But it's like a Stonewash look. And then this one is Spun Sugar Stripe. It feels like this is like, you know, full on pastels. I'm just not crazy about these pastels, but like my mom loves pastels, and my friend, my best friend does too. Apparently, I didn't realize that either. But it's like a pastel mix of colors, like the purple and green, and it almost looks like that. Where's that sugar plum? Where is that at? Oh, here it is. I was thinking, how can I lose a skein of yarn? But there's like so much on my table. I was looking for this. It sort of reminds you of like this Spun Sugar Stripe. It's kind of like the more pastel cousin of like the sugar plum stripe. It's the same colors, like the purple, blue, green, pink, all that, but it's like washed out, but like I'm not in a bad way, like, you know, there's something wrong with it, but like it's sort of like the lighter cousin of this. It's really cool. Like if you liked pastels, I could imagine using the sugar plum stripe and then the Spun Sugar Stripe, like, you know, going back and forth, you know, between the colors or whatever, because it would kind of match. Like it would be like the darker tone and then the lighter tone, the darker tone and then the lighter tone. I can see that being something cool. But and then this one is, I love this yarn print and the color Oasis Beat. Really a gorgeous yarn. And it's like a Stonewash kind of look. And it has like different shades of blues and teals. Like gorgeous yarn. And then this one, oh, the last one. You're probably thinking, yeah, finally. Gluttonous son of it. I love this yarn print, and then the color is Orange Burst. This is gorgeous. I mean, like the Stonewash kind of look to it. It has like all these shades of orange and blue and pink and just gorgeous yarn. I love this one. That's probably why I saved it for last. But anyway, so let me put this back in the bag. I'll do a final recap. But anyway, so that is the haul, and I know it's utterly ridiculous, and it's literally the biggest haul that I've ever gotten, but you know, it's probably going to be the last big haul that I'm ever going to get and ever going to need. I just feel like, you know, I'm set for life. Unless I get there is a small list in my head. I don't want to just think, well, I have enough yarn, but there's like a yarn that I really like to would like to get, and I'm just not going to get it because I have enough. There are a couple in my head that I would like to get just to try sometime, like those the ones on crochet.com that I feel like the Brava, whatever it's called, that I feel like might be good for Pride, or they just announced that, I don't know why I'm excited about it, because it's not going to end up in my Michaels. Prove me wrong, please. That it's from Karen, and it's these smash cakes that has, like, you know, black mixed in, all these vibrant colors with like black mixed in. I saw somebody show that on a video, and I just thought, God, I wish I had the hope that I could see that in person in my Michaels, but I don't feel like it's going to happen. But so of course I'm always going to like look at yarn and think, you know, oh, I'd like to try that sometime. But like, as far as like this urge to, like, you know, build up my stock or whatever, or my stash of yarn, I really don't. It's weird how sort of calm I am about it, or like how content, that's the word, how content I am about my yarn stash. I don't feel like, because I want to like make all kinds of things and to sell it or whatever. I'm thinking, you know, I do have a lot of yarn, but like, you know, what am I going to do if like I make a whole bunch of stuff and then I don't make the money back right away, and if I need some more yarn for, you know, other things or like whatever. But now I feel like I have enough yarn. I don't have to worry about that kind of stuff. I have enough yarn that, you know, or if like I've said, you know, I have some yarn where it's like, I have one skein of a yarn, or like 2 skeins of a yarn. Like, what if my niece wants to like use some of it, and I'm just thinking, like, I was hoping to like find a very specific project for that specific yarn, but now it feels like, well, I'll just, go into my the rest of my stash and find, 2 or 3 other yarns that I can use instead. Like, I don't know. It was worth it to just like to feel the content with like all the yarn that I have, and now I have enough where my mom can dip into it, and it's just weird that she's gonna like make other things, and I love that I inspired her to pick it back up and everything, and I love that my niece is getting into crochet, and like that card, I still have that card like sitting on my desk upstairs. That card that she gave me, where she for my 40th birthday, and she said, you taught me to crochet or whatever. I just love that. That I passed on the love of crochet, like from my mom to me. Like she inspired me to learn how to crochet, and now I'm like, I sort of inspired my or not sort of, I inspired my niece to crochet, and she's like, she wants to crochet, and I don't know. I just love all this stuff, and so yeah. I probably look like the greediest prick in the world, buying all this yarn and stuff. But like, it's worth it. I'll take all the negative backlash, because I can't. I'm not going to apologize for how amazing all this crochet and all this yarn and stuff has like affected my life, and allowed me to connect with all kinds of people, and make videos and stuff, but also to like outside of like what it's going to do for my career and my creative interests and creative life and all that kind of stuff, what it's done to just my immediate family. It's just like it's added so much color into our lives. Like this used to be I loved having all my DVDs. That's what used to be on this wall, is all my DVDs and Blu-rays and stuff, or not all of them. God, I have them all over this house. I'm a physical media collector too. All kinds of collections, but like, just like this room is sort of become like everybody's favorite room, and all because of all this beautiful, colorful yarn and stuff, and like I wanted to display my ceramics in here too, and that's why my ceramics are displayed, and like on top of these chest of drawers, there's like my dad's flag, because he was in the Navy, and then my grandfather's, who I never met. My mom's dad, he died when she was like really young, like in her like early teens or something. I never met him, but like his flag is up there, and I have these like all displayed there, like these little displays, these little shrines or whatever to my dad and my grandfather, who I never met. And it's just, and then like I have my blankets over there on that rack and stuff, and then like my niece's yarn tower and wall and stuff, and like the rug, the ridiculous rug on the floor that I made, and this has just become like our favorite room, and I just love how all this yarn and stuff has affected our lives, and just made it so much happier and more colorful, and I don't know. So that's why I don't feel bad about getting all the yarn, and I didn't take it all, and so and like, how can I have gone through there like all those times and gotten all the yarn? It would have felt stupid to like go in there and be a prick or whatever, and like see the 20 skeins and the or 21. There was one haul was 21, or like that cart with 38. Like go through it, like, and take all that yarn, and then like I walk in there, and you're already feeling like a deal magnet and stuff, and like I made this thing, and I walk in there, and then I see all those carts of yarn, and then all the yarn and the remnants and stuff, and it would be stupid and unrealistic. I would feel like a liar if I came on here and said I saw all that yarn and I only took like 3 skeins, or I didn't take any of it, because I feel like I didn't need it. Because then I would have to hide the fact that I had like another little half wall, or a little preemie wall, like little preemie, like that little doll in there, little half wall in here. I would feel like a freaking liar. It would be unrealistic for me to come on here and say, oh, I only took like a couple, or I saw, but you know what? I have so much yarn and I didn't buy any of it. Like, after all the ridiculous yarn hauls and clearing shelves of the out of the remnants and stuff, and buying all the ring spun, I'm going to come on here and say that, oh, I walked in there and saw like hundreds of skeins of yarn and I didn't buy any of it, or only bought just a little. So I already look like a prick anyway. So but I don't care. I don't have the luxury of like worrying about like some theoretical person or hypothetical person that would go in there and then would find this yarn and be just as excited as I am. It could have very, very easily been bought up, and if you, I shouldn't say this, but like I go into Hobby Lobby every single day, so I see all the cars in the parking lot, and you can imagine what kind of bumper stickers I see. All kinds of bumper stickers about social issues and political issues and candidates and stuff, and like it's made it a little bit easier to like to buy all the yarn that I've bought over the past few months when I see the kind of bumper stickers and the kind of people that shop in my stores. Not that there aren't, you know, nicer people in there shopping or whatever, or, you know, people like me, or like I've seen some, you know, some nicer people in there, but like, you know, I've seen some of the more obnoxious, aggressive, you know, bumper stickers on all these cars in the parking lot, so it just kind of makes it a little bit easier. Whatever. But anyway, so I did buy all this yarn, and I know I look, you know, awful doing it, and it's just selfish and greedy, but like I'm gonna spend the rest of my life and, you know, working through this yarn and trying to make it seem like I earned this yarn, because I will. At least it went to somebody like me that I will appreciate it. You know, I really appreciate all this yarn and stuff. And what I don't use, like, it's going to go to my niece. It's going to go to my mom. Like, you know, that they're going to have all kinds of fun with it too. And like my niece is already connecting with a girl that she knows in school that crochets too. And like, I probably have enough where if she said, oh, can I have a skein of that yarn because I want to give it to my so-and-so friend so that she can have a skein of yarn. Like, I wouldn't say like, oh, I only have a couple skeins. I'm sorry. Like, I would probably feel okay with that. Like, just, you know, we have so much yarn now. And so, I don't know. I don't know why I'm like, you know, trying to like justify all this at the end or whatever. I'm trying to explain it away, or, you know, trying to make it seem like people, if you made it to this point, you know, you know I'm not like a prick, but I already look like a prick and greedy, selfish prick anyway, buying all the yarn anyway. So this isn't anything new for me. It's just like you know, the same kind of thing, except on a much larger scale. That it was just like a total once in a lifetime opportunity that I grabbed, and, you know, I just had to do it. So I'm gonna have plenty of yarn to. I feel like from this point on there's not going to be a whole lot of like yarn haul video. It's going to be like a lot of videos where I show my makes and stuff like that. And so hopefully if you're somebody that you just like watches my yarn hauls, you'll enjoy the videos where I just use all of these yarn hauls and like make stuff. But whatever, I do have a whole bunch of other videos and a whole bunch of like, God, now like. My mind has just been constantly racing ever since I got this. This is a Tuesday when I'm filming this. I got this on a Friday. So my mind has just been like total, like just more all over the place, and just like constantly running a mile a minute, even more than it already did ever since I got it on Friday. I've just been thinking about like, oh my God, where am I going to put the yarn? How am I going to like handle this on a video on YouTube? Is it going to be like in multiple videos or whatever? And like, okay, I need to like reorganize here, and do I need to buy some shells? But I want to buy any like expensive shells, and like, oh, but this yarn, I do need to put this yarn in a very special place, because I feel like I want to make this with this, but it would also like pair with this if I want to like. You know what I'm saying? My mind has just been like constantly racing, like what I'm going to do with it, where I'm going to put it, how I'm going to deal with it, you know, in a video or multiple videos, and it's made me like rethink my whole house in a way, because I feel like I'm gonna have to move at least one thing out of here, and if I move like a chest of drawers or whatever, then I was like, okay, I can put it in my dining room or whatever, because there's like some clothes in there on a rack and stuff, and it's not really a dining room like you would think, like you know, Leave It to Beaver dining room. It's we don't sit down at the table and like, you know, with our little plates or whatever, and, you know, eat our. It's like we there's a reason why I have so many TV and movie references. We just, you know, sit on our asses on the couch in the living room watching TV while we eat. So our dining room is not really a dining room. It's just like a room with sort of a catch-all kind of thing. And so I could put my chest of drawers in there. But then, like, I still need the shelves for the yarn. But then, if I put it in there, maybe I can like reorganize that. Maybe I can put this over here. And but then what I need to do is put this upstairs with like my craft stuff, instead of like having it be in this corner. And then, so, but when I get up there, it's sort of like made me reassess like my entire house, just like having this yarn, because it's not just as easy as like, oh, I can just like stick it over there, right there on that wall that's empty. Now, like moving one thing, it's just sort of inspired this like energy to like, maybe I can like rearrange this, and I do need to get to my craft corner, and I can take this, and then I have to I can move my DVDs on this side, and I don't know. So it's not just like been inspiring, you know, creatively trying to figure out like what to use with all this yarn and stuff, and but it's also sort of inspired this, like, you know, kind of this fun, like looking at our house in a different way and like trying to like reorganize things and stuff. And I don't know. It was so worth getting all this yarn, no matter what it makes me look like, because it's inspired so much fun and creativity, and just it's sort of gonna be something that lingers for, you know, weeks or whatever, as I try to make room for it, and all the things I'm gonna make with it. And like my niece hasn't even seen the extent of it yet. She doesn't even know that I bought this yarn. She hasn't come over here for a little while, and so and like, you know, thinking about like what my mom's gonna make with it, and but you know what I'm saying. I know that that this video is really long, and so I'm trying to like hurry up and finish this video, if you're even watching at this point. But anyway, so I hope you enjoyed looking at this ridiculous yarn haul and stuff, and I hope you're going to enjoy the dozens, if not hundreds, if not thousands of videos to come of like all the things I'm going to make with it. And like if my niece makes something, I will show like what she makes, and of course I'm going to show my mom what my mom is making. I'll show like her makes in a video, and like when she finishes what she's making, I'll show that on a video too, and then anything else that she makes too. She may make something else. And just know that like from beyond this point, there may not be a whole bunch of yarn hauls and stuff, but there's gonna be all like even more makes videos and stuff. And of course I still have other videos to do too, but not just like makes. But anyway, so anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video, this, you know, long video. God, I feel like I might need to split it off into two. I'm not really sure, but anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video. Like and subscribe, comment down below, and tell me what, you know, I should use with some of this yarn and stuff. This ridiculous haul, the most ridiculous haul that I've ever gotten, but anyway, so and quite possibly the last. Anyway, so like and subscribe, comment down below, all that stuff, and I'll see you in the next one.